down the volume, baby. It's about to get into the stream and all. Get everyone prepared and shit. Anyway, what's up? Welcome to another installment of appabend's MEMESTREAM. Also, forgive for the very close perspective and field of view because I got myself, I got myself an ultra widescreen monitor so I can have a bunch of stuff on my screen and a bunch more productivity and so that I can do a bunch of stuff a lot more, you know, very wide freaking monitor. It's the LG 25UM58. Pretty good monitor. Oh, it's only 60 hertz though, but I only do 60 hertz for the most part, so not really that much. And also I have one of those monitor brackets that you put on the end of the table. I put it right here, right next to me, and the monitor is very close and very wobbly too. And I put the webcam at the top of it, and that's why it's so freaking close. But the problem is, I want to mitigate this by having one of those, by taking this, right? This is a phone lens. This is a phone lens. Now, what I plan to do, what I wanted to do is put the phone lens right on the webcam so that you can have a lot more wider field of view. Look at that. That is cool. It looks like I'm filming in a freaking GoPro. But the problem is attaching this thing. Oh wait, look at that stark difference. I fucking love that shit. The stark difference between this fisheye field of view and then just like, oh, zoom in, we're super close. But yeah, trying to attach this thing to my webcam is a bitch. Can't exactly do that. Especially webcams are not designed to have lenses. So I have to buy, either I have to buy a much better webcam or I just use a tripod in the background. But unfortunately, the tripod just doesn't work. I tried using a tripod in the back. It just doesn't work for the setup. But aside from that, I'm not doing too bad. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing very well. What have you guys been up to? What have you guys been playing, watching, listening, streaming, fapping to, finishing, I don't know, reading? Let me know in the chat. We're gonna spend the first 1 hour and 25 minutes before we actually get into the hooplas, the stupid stuff that happened this week, which not as much. It didn't happen as much as last week. So, yeah, it's not as intense as, it's not gonna be as long as this last week's stream, because last week's stream is pretty freaking long. God damn, that was a long ass stream. Lots and lots of really good hooplas though. But that being said, the hooplas are still very good. One that you guys should, ooh boy, these are some very delicious hooplas you guys should really pay attention to. Very delicious, very good. Lots and lots of cool stuff. Anyway, what have I been up to? As for me, I'm about to complete a couple of games. I want to complete Spiritfarer before I move into Haven, which is the one game I'm kind of interested in. And then I was also wanting to move to Cyberpunk 2077, which is going to be released next week, apparently. And that's one of the games that I'm anticipating, and I want that game to be very good. Or at least one of the few Western games that I want to be very good, and a lot of people want it to be very good. Recent Era certainly, they say that they do. They say that they don't, but they secretly wish that they do. Because of course. Aside from that, what else? I've also watched, I don't know if I should post this review. I already recently finished a review of Tokyo Godfathers, the Satoshi Kon film. The Christmas comedy Satoshi Kon film, which is a fucking amazing. It is a masterpiece. It is, the character from the thumbnail is straight out of Tokyo Godfathers. It is the character Miyuki from Tokyo Godfathers. It is such an amazing film. And that's the one film that I consider a Christmas classic. That is my new Christmas classic right now. And not a lot of people watch it. Not a lot of people put it in their Christmas classic, which is a shame because that film is amazing. I love Tokyo Godfathers. If you haven't seen Tokyo Godfathers yet, it is a Christmas classic. You should see it. It's great. But what else? Aside from that, nothing much. Now let's just get to the chat here. Let's see here. Now that I have a widescreen monitor, I can just have a lot more stuff here. You don't have to alt tab all the time. Yay. Anyway, Heaven's Feel Spring Song was amazing. I actually haven't seen it, but I have played Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel, so yippee-yay, there'll be no wedding bells for today. Ding, 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 ding. Rose, is that you miserable pie of resistance trash? That is not Rose. Just because she's Asian looking and fat does not mean she's Rose from The Last Jedi. Come on, y'all. Pog, I actually won't miss this one. The amount of disgust on her face. Boy, are we acquainted with that feeling. Ooh. Yes. Just because we don't have as much hooplas as last time does not mean that the hooplas are as bad. Oh no, they are actually some really, really delicious hooplas. I won't spoil much, but we're gonna talk about that. You can try to guess in the chat, but anyway. What has everyone been up to? I haven't been up too much, actually. We're titled like that. Could you be got into Fallout New Vegas this week? I got into Fallout New Vegas last month. I talked about how I replayed Fallout New Vegas last month in the meme stream a while ago. Talk about how I've beaten it. I still think it was a pretty good game. I modded only a couple of. I've only given a couple of mods, couple of vanilla mods, but it's mostly just a vanilla experience throughout. So yeah, I've talked about it last month. So this is not really because I played Fallout New Vegas. It's because it's Christmas. And it's kind of unrelated Christmas, but it's just the jingle somewhat. Anyway, everyone hyped up Outer Worlds, but like a week after it actually came out, everyone forgot it existed. It was like some creepy another shit where the whole school had to pretend you don't exist. The Outer Worlds is... I already talked about the Outer Worlds. I made a review of the Outer Worlds. It's okay. It's not as amazing as a lot of people hype it up to be. A lot of people say it's pretty amazing. I just thought it's fine. It's okay. But it's on Steam right now, so I guess that's a plus for those who don't want to get it in Epic now. Still have no idea what shenanigans my players will put me through. Finally getting the reverse harem in Genshin where I rolled the free Zhongli. Oof. Also noticed you programmed the stream the same time as last week, being 4:30 a.m. Is this going to be a new schedule? It is not going to be the new schedule, because this is the old schedule. No, seriously. This is basically the old schedule. Like, do you notice how I always put my stream at 6 a.m. in the morning, but I always started at like, 20 minutes early? Yeah, this is basically me just adhering to the timeline. Adhering to the same timeline. So it may look like a new schedule, but in practice, it's really not. It's the same freaking difference at the end of the day. So anyway. All set, no popcorn though. I forgot to buy some. Hey everyone, heard we drop kicking kids. Oof, can't wait to roast some more bad takes in social media. There are a bunch of bad takes in social media, I can tell you that. A bunch of them. Also, forgot to mention, ladies and gentlemen, Streamlabs, links down below. Streamlabs, links down below. I got bills to pay for. I got rent to pay for actually, because I'm about to move to a new house, but not right now. And I got a bunch of things to set up, and yeah, it's gonna be complicating. Anyway, Gotta get back to Witcher 3 at some point. Hey Appa in chat. Hey Appa, how do you deal with procrastination? I want to make this high quality stylized model of you for the memes for like a month. I have been procrastinating of doing other Blender stuff. How do you deal with procrastination? Well, you don't. Okay, but seriously though. If you want to deal with procrastination, here's how I usually deal with it. Is you just put 1%. If you don't want to put, like, if the day requires you to put 10% of effort into a certain work, just put 1%. Just instead of putting 10%, just put 1%. 1% each day. Just try to force yourself to bring it into that to make that 1% change. That very small change. Try to bring yourself into doing that specific change. Jesus Christ! Freaking... Anyway, where was I? I want to make the highest stylized quality model for you for like a month, but I've been procrastinating doing other Blender stuff. Yeah, keep on doing it. Just do it for, if you don't want to do it wholeheartedly, just try to, you know, keep it together. Just try to do it 1% every day, every time, or every hour. I don't know. Just at least have some progress for each day, because that's how I finish my that's how I finish my paper. I just, at the very least, I need to progress on something in my paper. And I finally ended up with, because 1% each day is eventually going to lead up to 100. I mean, it's going to take a while, but still. Appa scam is closer than usual, exactly. Ever heard about Just Cause 2? Yes, I've heard about Just Cause 2. It's amazing. I love Just Cause 2. It's great. Which backstory you're picking for Cyberpunk? I do not know. I went into Cyberpunk 2077 with completely blind. I haven't seen literally anything, any promotion, any gameplay footages. I actually actively avoid gameplay footages, people talking about it, hyping it up. I just avoid it because I'm going to buy the game anyway. I've already sold about the game, and I do not want any of these promotional materials to spoil things, because they tend to do stuff sometimes. They tend to do that sometime. So that I just don't know. I don't know what's gonna be up to in Cyberpunk, and I want to keep it as mysterious as possible. So Abba Tech Tips, give me an awesome computer. Thank you so much again. If you ever have an OnlyFans, I'll be the first in line for your feet pics. What? You're welcome, but no OnlyFans. Sup, Appa, sup, fam. We'll not be able to join in the meme stream, but I'll watch it later. That's fine. Oh, you know, I've been watching The Great Pretender. Been binging Age of Calamity. Loving it. Ooh. Rock You Like a Hurricane. Been trying to finish both Mario Sunshine GameCube Original and also Persona Q2. I wish I could sleep as well as your brother. No matter how loud you scream, he won't wake up. Been watching Space Sheriff Sharivan. Do you use the Dolphin emulator? Well, yes, I use the Dolphin emulator for a bunch of GameCube games and Metroid Prime, especially if you wondering where I got the Metroid Prime footage in the last video. Anyway, did you see the Animal Crossing crazy still at it? Well, we've already talked about that last month. Sorry, not last month, last week, and we're just gonna keep it contained in last week. Even though the bullshit going on Twitter, I've been sticking around since my old friend from Google Plus days recently joined, and I gotta suggest the best to see some sweet fan arts. Cool. Today's my brother's birthday. How would you describe the 1941 classic Citizen Kane? I actually have not seen Citizen Kane, which is I know it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird talking about films and talking about these classic films and not having seen Citizen Kane. Probably in the future I'll probably see it and talk and see why people love it so much. Or not love it so much. I don't know. In terms of gaming, still playing Fire Emblem Path Radiance, Among Us, and got the Aftermath expansion of MK11 and Melty Blood from Black Friday deals. Cool. Razor Fist got yeeted off Twitter. Yeah, I saw that. In terms of anything else, not much. Just wanted to play games more since it was my birthday this week. I survived No Doubt November this year. Yay! Cool. I literally nutted right after midnight the 1st of December. It's weird saying that out loud, but still, I succeeded. Congratulations. Bought some Steam games from cheaper seller, and it's worth it. Oh, actually, speaking of Steam games that I bought, I did buy a couple of games. I did buy a couple of games on the autumn sale. The first one I bought was Superliminal, the puzzle game where it's just messes with your perspective. It's weird, but at the same time, it's also super short. I'm probably going to do a review on that, but yeah. Probably not. It depends. There's also the Wonderful 101 Remastered. I haven't played the Wonderful 101 at all, actually, so I decided to check out the Remastered, and it's pretty fun. Although I'm kind of starting to get annoyed with Platinum Games' tendency of rating your performance in every battle and every fight. It's just, I mean, you don't expect me to be good the first time. Don't insult me like, oh, you get a B on this, the first try. Oh, it's so bad. You suck. Oh, come on, yo. But anyway, that's why in every Platinum game, just like I'm just gonna ignore all the scores and everything like that. So, sup boys, I officially have a Latina girlfriend. Cool. Gaming wise, I haven't been playing Raph, and I've been playing Raph, and I have over an hour footage with a friend I have to finish editing. So, which Fallout New Vegas faction is best? None of them are. None of them. I'd say all of them have flaws and benefits and different sorts of things that you might find it personal. It really depends on what you're looking for. Personally, I'd stick with the NCR because I think the NCR might bring the best ending out of a lot of the factions in Fallout New Vegas, for the most part at least. But yeah, aside from that, I can't really think of any other factions because the independent makes the factions get crazy. Even though it makes Good Springs pretty good, but the rest of the factions, the rest of the town, it just gets pretty freaking bonkers. NCR, on the other hand, it makes Good Springs really not very good. It gets Good Springs got completely forgotten thanks to NCR taxes and everything like that. But the rest of the town, the rest of everything in general, as long as you try to do it as peacefully as possible, as long as you try to finish the quest and try to make sure that they're aligned with the NCR, is actually the best future for New Vegas. But hey, that's just me. Let's see. I got some bad news. Vinesauce Vinny got suspended from Twitch for showing nudity on a Blade Runner mod game for a few seconds. Yikes. Anyone who thinks Caesar, any faction other than Caesar's Legion is the best faction, have no idea what they're talking about and are most likely degenerates who belong on the cross, of course. What is your opinion on the Wario dying memes? I'm not familiar with that. Anyone familiar with BitChute uploading? I'm uploading a 25 gig video game clip because my last Ligure video just ended up grainy. Why? I just finished Shimoneta and really just the future Twitter once. I've started Mario Galaxy via 3D All-Stars, which is my favorite Mario game, although I played Galaxy 2 first. Hello guys, I took a nap beforehand, nervous about the finals coming. Hashire Soryo Kazeroyo. Yeah. Who would win in a fight between Squidward from SpongeBob SquarePants and a Blooper from Super Mario? Who the hell is Blooper? Blooper from Super Mario. I don't know. Probably gonna rewatch Tokyo Godfathers over the weekend. Heck, maybe get a Blu-ray for it. The background music, lol. Bullseye. Like my brother, he was. He set off an alarm. Like his alarm is literally a freaking Joji song, and I just freaking throw. Anyway, my brother had to be screened for COVID-19. This is the fourth time in this year she had to go through this. It's making my anxiety increase little by little. Hololive Indonesian Gen 2 coming tomorrow, and throughout the weekend, the guy who did Osuki Momoko did one of them, and the guy who did Zombieland Saga did another. Spoiler alert, Cyberpunk main character was human after all. Are you a good shot with a pistol? Not really. I've never shot a gun actually. Just gotta wait to see before jumping into Cyberpunk 2077. Space Sheriff is cool, not watch any nor Kamen Rider. Hello Appa, been working in that Appa Loli Mugen character that I showed in the last stream at a very slow pace. I still consider if I keep the trail style or go full JoJo persona with Appa Loli. I don't know. Well, you're the one who made it, so it's all up to you. Playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force Special English patch to the gaming laptop. Cool. Donut November is done. Now it's Devour Donut December. I'll be playing Christmas Nights into Dreams on my Sega Saturn later this month. What other good Christmas games do you know of? I do not know about games, but I do know of Christmas movie, and that is Tokyo Godfathers. You should see that movie. It is great. No, not Dead Rising 4. That game's trash. Anyway, I watched and finished episodes 1439 of JoJo Part 5 and final results. It was good. Not my favorite, but good. The ending was kind of meh, but it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Reminder, you can get the PC port of Simpsons Hit and Run for free. Yeah, apparently it's considered a bad adware right now, so... Why do you not like Mr. House? Well, it's not that I don't like Mr. House. It's that I do find him charismatic and everything like that. He's a pretty good charismatic leader. It's just that how I determine the ending is like, I look at the list of endings in Fallout New Vegas. I look at the fate of every faction in the ending. And I look at what happened if I chose this faction to that particular faction. Let's say, for example, if I chose NCR, Good Springs will straight up be left forgotten, even though I don't want it to be forgotten. That's the town that every single Fallout New Vegas player starts off with, and I want that town to be remembered and flowered and prosper and everything like that. In order for that to happen, you need the independent ending. That's the one that you need to choose. As for Mr. House specifically, well, I can't remember the specifics, but I do know I do know that there was a time where I compared and contrast the endings between all of them, and I think NCR's ending just gives a much better future for Fallout, for the Mojave Wasteland in general. But that's just me. I'm a houseman myself, only person who seems to have a legitimate plan. Also, what do you think of Subverse? I haven't played it, so I can't really say. Sadly, not all PSP ROMs can be used online, which include English patch games. The enemy Blooper is like a small squid. Blooper is the squid in Mario games. Christmas is Coom. Hi, Criminal Imagination. I love Tokyo Godfathers. You have great taste. My favorite anime is Hunter x Hunter. Haha, lost bit 2 time. Die Hard best Christmas movie. Greetings, Appa. I always like to hear your streams while I play Phantasy Star Online too. If the destination sucks, then the journey was a waste of time. What the hell is that checkered fuck? Who checkered fuck? I was excited when they announced the Kotobukiya kite of the Mega Man EXE from Battle Network series. Make it go for some of the Twisted Metal games, and some of them take place around Christmas. I like when you pull Mr. House out of his cryopod thing and then you set him to make it fucking explode. Also, best secondary faction is the Boomers. Fight me on this one. No, that's true. I'm not fighting it. I will never side with Mr. House. It's very satisfying to murder him with a golf club for the Bioshock reference achievement. Do you have that exaggerated swagger of a black teen? Yeah, that was an old meme. We'll talk about that. 2 weeks ago. Twisted Metal 3 is a stage that takes place in the North Pole. Also, I played a little bit of Mega Man X Drive with a little bit of Pokemon Sword Crown Tundra DLC, a little bit of progress with the Crown Tundra, the Regis. I caught Regis yesterday, so yeah. I don't think I have a system that I can play Dead Rising 4. I should probably play the original Dead Rising though. Do not play Dead Rising 4. It's absolute trash. Do not. It's a garbage game. It's a game that completely deviates from the original spirit of Dead Rising and just decides to be your typical generic sandbox. And they did a plot point that is just so completely stupid and completely insulting that just kills the entire freaking franchise. Stop. No, Dead Rising 4 is trash. I chose independent ending in Fallout New Vegas because all the other factions didn't please me at all. Actually, you know what? While we're wasting time, might as well just get to Fallout New Vegas' endings. I want to see the narration for each and every character, right? So, let's see. Mr. House Securiton Trout. I want to see, let's say, what happens to Black Mountain. Actually, this Black Mountain Tabitha has nothing to do with anything, so this doesn't affect anything. Raul is not affected by any of the factions you chose. What about the Boomers? Okay, if you finish from Mr. House showed little interest on the Boomers, who eventually began venturing out the nails to meet and trade with travelers. That's not exactly a booming ending. But if you chose NCR, with the help of the Gunrunners, the Boomers developed a healthy trading relationship with the NCR. Eventually, the Boomers began wandering out into the wasteland while still preventing outsiders from entering Nellis. You see, the Boomers actually grow and expand and have a healthy trading relationship with the NCR and everything like that. It's a great ending for the Boomers if you chose the NCR. Let's see what else. Or at least if you, there's that. What about the Brotherhood of Steel? If the Brotherhood of Steel, if you finish it for Mr. House, actually, where's the ending for Mr. House? I actually don't know. Where's the ending for Mr. If, does Mr. House actually tell you to destroy the Brotherhood of Steel? I kind of don't know. I forgot. Haven't played the Mr. House quest yet. That's just one of the examples. The followers as well. Independent New Vegas, where's there's no Mr. House specific ending for followers of the apocalypse, which is interesting. But if you choose the NCR ending and you convince the followers of the apocalypse to actually be better, they actually get better. They actually help each other. So yeah. Again, this is how I pick my ending. I just chose which one is the best fate for New Vegas, and I conclude NCR is the one that's giving me the best fate. But anyway, where is I? Last belt, all three be like, goddamn Mongoria, destroy my shitty wall. What up, Appa, tuning in while studying for midterms? How's Starfire's daughter ugly, fat girl, but we'll get to that. Are you looking forward to Christmas? Yep. Did you watch Heaven's Feel 3? I have not seen Heaven's Feel 3, but I have seen the first two Heaven's Feel films, and they're pretty good. And based on one viewer who typed in the chat saying his or her opinions about Heaven's Feel 3, apparently it's pretty good too, so. Howdy, bro. Would you recommend people watch Tokyo Ghoul? I got interested in it because a friend of mine is dubbing one of the characters for it in my native language. That is pretty cool. As for whether or not you should watch Tokyo Ghoul, I don't know. Do you like edgy shonen anime that has a lot of blood and monsters and everything like that? I suppose go watch Tokyo Ghoul, but Tokyo Ghoul is just not for me because shonen in general is not for me. I wonder if Neil Druckmann is still trying to defend Last of Us 2 against haters. Yeah, I think we should just move on from that. Freaking autoscroll. Twisted Metal is a Christmas game in the same way Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Read the Bionicle comic. That's pretty random. Oh yeah, I've been playing Evil Within 2 and I've not bought Dead Rising 4. Yeah, I won't buy it. Don't buy Dead Rising 4. Seriously, it's trash. DuckTales is canceled when I am told it is sad. It was a really good reboot. I'll recommend the Tokyo Ghoul manga, never the anime. Oof. By any chance, is that Starfire and Robin Daughter on your thumbnail? No! No! That is not Starfire and Robin's daughter in the thumbnail. That is Miyuki from Tokyo Godfather, a film that you should see. It is an absolutely amazing, perfect Christmas classic. If it's not on your Christmas watch list, right next to Die Hard, you should put it right there. Anyway, have you played Hyper Light Drifter? I have played Hyper Light Drifter, but I haven't finished it, so... What if the Boomers are secretly gay the whole time? Ooh. Been playing Chrono Trigger on PSX, love the game but never could finish it, so I'm gonna try to do it this time. Hello Steelport and welcome to appabend's super ethical reality climax. Time to see how the game is played. Yeah, Saints Row reference. How are my fellow salt miners are doing it today? I've been rediscovering 90s rock, Nirvana, Beck, Pearl Jam, Green Day, Smashing Pumpkins, Soundgarden, etc. Brother of Steel and House are mutually exclusive. Shame. I believe House does request that. Okay. Well, in that case, then if House requests the Brotherhood of Steel to die, then, well, there you go. At least with the NCR, the Brotherhood of Steel is just, it's just peaceful, completely peaceful and all. But, hey, the thing about Fallout New Vegas, the funny thing about Fallout New Vegas is the fact that the endings are all mods, right? The endings are all just slide screens of screenshots of the characters at the top of a narration provided by whoever is the character that was talked about in the ending. For example, if it's like Jesus Christ, that wobbles so much. If it's like Veronica's ending, Veronica's the one who narrates the ending, and she refers to herself in third person for some reason. It's like if the voice actress is talking about herself. It's like it's the voice actress talking instead of Veronica. That's so weird. Why? That is a very weird direction on how the ending do it. Despite her, for example, let's take this one. Despite her departure from the group, the Brotherhood peace treaty with NCR came as some relief to Veronica. That's Veronica herself saying that to her. It's the voice actor saying that to her. It's weird. Why would you do that? It's such a weird direction for the ending. Just narrate it in first person and maybe have a bit of a more personal feeling to it. If you're gonna have the voice actors to narrate the ending, then just make it as if it's like a journal or something, or make it so that she's the one who's narrating or telling the story instead of, hey, this is what happened to this character, a character that I voice and a character that I refer to in third person. Weird. Why would that is such a weird narration choice. But aside from that, anyway, Hellsing Ultimate is better than Hellsing. Well, I don't really know. I haven't seen it, so. Would you play a survival horror where you have to survive a horde of dabbing 12-year-olds who turn others into more of them? Isn't that basically Dead Space 2? House will give you space travel and colonies so humanity doesn't risk killing itself with nukes again. Yeah, sorry. I was going back to the first point that I was talking about in how the game, the ending is just basically slideshows after slideshows of narrations after narrations. You can just mod that. You can just mod the narration and you replace that with, say, hey, if this specific criteria is complete, if this specific criteria is fulfilled, this narration will play. For example, if, say, I finish the Caesar's Legion, for example, if I finish the game with Caesar's Legion, I'm going to replace every single narration with everybody is going peaceful with the Caesar's Legion, the end. There you go. Everybody is going completely peaceful with Caesar's Legion. They're okay with slavery. They're okay with women being oppressed. They're okay with abusing people. They're okay with torturing people left and right. And everyone is peaceful and happily live ever after. Seriously, I fucking love the fact that Fallout New Vegas is just so that much moddable. And the fact that the ending narration in and of itself is just the ending itself is just a freaking slideshow of narration where you can just replace with literally anything. But hey, that's just me. That's just my wild ideas running again. Anyway, speaking of LB3, I wrote for Red Hair for Red Nose Challenge, and I somehow got mocked by my second ticket, but no landing. I'm not salty, I'm just confused. Better off reading the manga for Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul is seinen, not shonen. No. No, the thing is, it's weird to say it because the way the story was presented, the concept of it was presented, it was seinen only because it has gore. It was seinen only because it has gore, but story-wise, it's shonen. It's kind of like Fate. It's kind of it's Fate Stay Night. The story for Fate Stay Night is basically just a typical shonen anime. It just has a lot of gore and blood and kids getting their eyes literally got sliced off. Aside from that, it's pretty much shonen. Anyway, Robotnik donated $1. Me and my friends play Immortal Phoenix Rising. The writing's really funny. They know the Greek gods were assholes. Also, the main character is voiced by Adam Jensen, Deus Ex. Cool. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. Although I'm not going to touch Immortal Phoenix Rising. I'm not touching Ubisoft stuff in general at this point. Jingle All the Way is the definitive Christmas movie. Jingle All the Way. Actually, Jingle All the Way is a guilty pleasure of mine. It's not a film that I would confidently say a good film, or at least unironically say a good film, but god damn it, I have a very soft spot for the film. It's a film that I watched when I was a kid. I wholly enjoyed the film. It is a great fun time, but I cannot say that it's a good film. It is just a great time, but it's a terrible film. I find it interesting and I find it depressing on the fact that a freaking toy parade can afford a freaking jetpack. Like, how can a toy parade afford a freaking jetpack and be sold and be worn by Arnold Schwarzenegger when we, living in current year, we do not have our jetpacks being commercially sold everywhere? Wouldn't it be nice to have jetpacks in 2020, but we do not have jetpacks in 2020. Instead, we have coronavirus. Thank you so much, Fate. Thank you so much, God. You asshole. Anyway. I haven't played Super Mario 3D All-Stars in a while. I'm almost done with Super Mario 64 with 2 stars left because the final Bowser boss battle, I have 68 stars. Maybe I'm gonna play it after stream. Die Hard took place at Christmas. Read Miruko. It's an actual scary manga. Okay. Yeah, Kamen Rider Amazons is pretty cool. Wait, did you say Tokyo Ghoul? Yeah, no. I thought it was Rostico in the thumbnail. That is not Rostico in the thumbnail. Just because it's fat, just because it's Asian, just because it's a woman, does not mean it's Rostico. Just because you don't like it, you don't like any of those 3 characteristics, or reminds you of these 2 characters of the woman that you don't like, does not mean it's the woman that you don't like. I mean, come on, y'all. Did you see the new Animaniacs? I haven't seen the new Animaniacs, nor have I seen the old Animaniacs. As much as I would like to rag on the current state of Disney, I have to admit I actually really like The Mandalorian. Yes, it has problems, but I have a lot of admiration for what it's going for. The Mandalorian, I can certainly say with absolute certainty, is a lot better than what Disney's, the Star Wars sequels offered. But it does have flaws, but honestly, and anything that's better than the Star Wars sequels or the new Star Wars in general is a good thing in my book, or a good thing in a lot of everybody's book. People love The Mandalorian, and yeah, great for them. I'm not really that much of a Star Wars fan to. I'm gonna see The Mandalorian, but I'm gonna see it as a binge instead of like, just going through episode per episode. What's the worst ending in New Vegas? That depends. Which faction do you hate the most, and which faction do you want to absolutely destroy, and which faction do you absolutely want to thrive? It really depends. So, did you see the OnlyFans girl who tricked people to buy in child porn? Yeah, that was stupid. So, there was a story of how there's this girl, I forgot her name. So, there's this girl, OnlyFans girl, let's just call her Thought, okay? This Thought in OnlyFans, she sells a bunch of, nudes in OnlyFans, but at one point, she decided that it would be a good idea to sell her nude 3-year-old self. So she got a video of her 3-year-old self, like completely naked, and she sold it onto the OnlyFans website. That is the dumbest fucking thing why would you do that? She is fucking brain dead. That is just the most brain dead fucking thing that you can ever do. You literally sell a child porn of yourself. Oh man, that is fucking stupid. And she deleted that. So that was stupid, but that was the extent of the drama that I understand. For fuck's sake, it's 11 p.m. at the shop next to my house has this alarm ringing. Who the fuck tries to rob a local farm produce store? Jesus Christ. Good evening, Appa Senpai. Have you watched The Spectacular Spider-Man, one of the best Spider-Man cartoon? I actually have seen a couple of episodes of the Spectacular Spider-Man, but I have not seen it in full. And also, it got canceled, which is a shame, because apparently it was pretty good. And from what I've watched on the episodes, it was pretty good. Appa, it's an introspective tone from a second person. It's stupid. It is really stupid. Okay, it's stupid. It is really stupid. It's like me going, Appa actually really likes this sort of stuff. Hey, do you know that Appa is a really terrible shit YouTuber that does stream every Wednesday? Yeah, he's a very, very bad YouTuber. It's just stupid. No, don't do that second person when you are being that person yourself. It's weird. It only works if the character has that particular quirk, like that guy from Fire Emblem Awakening. Forgot his name. Anyway, also, do you drop out of the white legs out of Zion Canyon, or do you have the Sorrows evacuate? Oh shit, I haven't played the. Oh shit, I actually haven't played the Honest Heart. Oh man, I played a lot of the vanilla New Vegas so much I haven't spent too much time on this DLC. I've completed Aurora Blues and Lonesome Road and Dead Money, but I haven't finished Honest Hearts. I need to finish that. I want Cyberpunk 2077 to be shit because the meltdown could be amazing. Base Caesar Legion, and a 12-year-old be like, haha, look at that man, he got feminine hips. Good news, I just got myself an Acer Nitro 5. It is so much better than a Chromebook and my first gaming laptop. Finally, I can experience PC gaming. Well, that is amazing. Good, congrats for your new Acer Nitro 5. But the thing about the Acer Nitro 5 and Acer Nitros in general is that it is the perfect budget gaming laptop. If you just want to play video games on it, it's the perfect go-to laptop for it. But mine is an Acer Nitro 7. It's not exactly good for, say, color accurate work. So if you want to do that, you might want to spend a little bit money on the Lenovo Legion. Go watch Jared Tech's channel. He just talks about laptops in general, or like gaming laptops in general. If your particular use case is requires you to have a gaming laptop instead of, a PC. So anyway, just don't touch Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul is seinen like Death Note is seinen. You should reach Osayami Punpun. Okay. It's in the middle of between shonen and seinen. Fate Stay Night started out as hentai. No, it's not. Tokyo Ghoul is published as a seinen magazine. Seinen magazine, therefore it's seinen. The content is irrelevant. Yeah, here's the thing, because that's not how I think it works. That's not how I think it works, right? Because that's not how I think it. Okay, if the content is irrelevant, right? You can have, let's say, Love Life is a seinen. For example, Love Life Sunshine is a seinen. Would you call Love Life Sunshine or Love Life in general as a seinen? Because technically speaking, it is published in a seinen magazine. It is considered a seinen, but would you call that a seinen? I mean, I personally wouldn't. I just personally wouldn't. If you say the content is irrelevant, well, fine. But that's just what I think. I think the content is relevant. But anyway. Joshua Graham is one of the best characters in Fallout New Vegas. Give us nigh unkillable Mormon badass. Fate Stay Night started out. Yeah, as for Fate Stay Night, it is a hentai, but a hentai can also have that sort of shonen-esque plot. So again, put that cookie down. Jingle all the way is terrible, but it knows it's terrible, so that's why it's so much fun. And Tsukihime will be slice of life, but the main character can slice people in half like in Metal Gear Rising. You bet your waifu, but you and your waifu must fight in a Kufuvian best beast god. Beat you with your insane arsenal of weapons are named after pop culture references. What? Are you a Santa denier? Man, are you gonna bring up the Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker conversations between Huey and Snake? Yeah, but I heard Santa is doing all the Santa is doing all the work, and then Huey is laughing. What? That's a very nice joke, Snake. What? No, I'm serious. Fucking love that. Anyway, my go-to Christmas movie is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. We watch it with my brothers every year, almost religiously. Roast taco. I got a new Christmas compilation, Nuclear Winter Wonderland. I'll put that all the time. You put that cookie down! I don't really have a Christmas movie. The joke is Die Hard, but that's legitimate. The joke is Die Hard, but that's legitimately closest to me. Over in America, Cartoon Network is going to air the 2017 Wonder Woman movie. Okay. Hey, Appa, did you hear about the latest Higurashi anime hoopla, having Nini being translated as Big Brother? I mean, it's accurate. Because actually, speaking of that, that's one of the things that got into a hoopla recently on Twitter, because they talk the translation discourse between Japanese and English, and how certain Japanese phrases should not be maintained in English. For example, a character referring to somebody as senpai should be translated as something else. Should be like a mentor or something like that. And I disagree. I mean, senpai is not exactly a hard thing to I mean, you can have 99, at the very least, 95% of it is English and 5% of it is Japanese for the sake of maintaining some sort of a coherency and cultural relevance, and to make sure that you people believe that the place takes place in Japan. Because, for example, if I refer to somebody a Japanese person in a more formal manner, let's say Takashi, if I refer to it as Mr. Takashi, it is formal in English, granted, but even English people, and this happens to Harada-san, for example, Kazuhiro Harada, the god, the king of Tekken, when he came into the stage, the announcer referred to as Harada-san, even though they're speaking English, because it's a sign of respect. It's Harada-san, not Mr. Harada, because he's from Japan. It's a sign of respect. Refer to him, Harada-san. What's wrong with learning that certain characters, certain people, when they want to be addressed formally, they refer to it with a san with suffix in the background? What is wrong with that? Also, what's wrong with senpai? Senpai and kohai, junior, senior. It's really that simple. So for example, Harada senpai, it's something along those lines. It's not that hard to understand. You can have these people, you can have a anime that is only like 95% English and still have English people to understand it. You just need to learn the 5% of the phrases. It's stupid, but we're gonna get to that. But yeah, as for Oni-chan, for example, this is one of the issues that I have with Persona 4, right? Well, Persona 4, when Nanako refers to you as Big Brother, it just doesn't have the same impact as when Nanako refers to him as Oni-chan. I don't know about you. This might get me the lolicon accusation or whatever. But seriously though, if saying Big Brother does not have the same meaning, the same connotation, the same impact as saying Oni-chan, I'm just saying, it just doesn't. It's not the equivalent. It can't be the same, but that's just me. Anyway, yeah, so I'd say if there's a phrase that refers to Big Brother in a more intimate sort of fashion, I mean, Ni-chan is Big Brother in general, but depending on the context, it can be very, very intimate Big Brother. But anyway, where is I? Jingle all the way, huh? F's for Sinbad for getting cucked by the whole fire squad. Also, put that cookie down! What type of emulator do we use? Something like multi-emulator, RetroArch, or MAME, or separate emulators? I use separate emulators because that's the one that works for me, but I need to try RetroArch or MAME and all of that. Excuse me. I plan to not watch The Mandalorian. Well, all right. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It's about family, redemption, and self-sacrifice. It's about Christmas. I sided with House among other groups. By the way, watch Skullface Bookseller Honda-san this week. Nice little game of an anime, albeit short, 12 episodes, 10 minutes. She literally sold CP, like, yikes. I really think it's dumb to use a TV schedule on a streaming service. But only the first Die Hard. The second is just during winter. Sorry, Yappa. A faction who greet you with RPG missiles deserve to die. you can just run past it. I don't know. People have been talking about how it's so. I freaking love that point. The point where the boomers greeted me in front of their gate and asked me, "How the fuck can you get past all these missiles?" And I said, "I just ran past it." I just ran past the missiles. It's so fucking easy. What the fuck are you guys? You guys just have seriously bad aim. So I can't exactly. The only thing that I'm going to send the boomers for that is for have really bad fucking aim. I mean, seriously, come on, yeah. Man, I wish I had an Xbox One. I wanted to play Titanfall 2. I'm sad. Oh, dude, yeah, that is sad. Anyway. What I love in the final episodes of JoJo Part 5 is that some certain character from one of the previous parts of JoJo got his soul swap with a turtle. It's kind of funny. Anyways, top Christmas movie for me, Home Alone. Indonesia Man Bad. Honest Heart is very short. Cave Story Plus is free on Epic Game Store. Cave Story is already free. Not touching anything. Not touching Cave Story, or at least one that's touched by that publisher. Also, I like the vibes of the place plus Man in the Cave. The anime changes the plot in a lot of ways for Tokyo Ghoul. Oof. Will there be Indonesian man to stream? Kinda miss him. Actually, no. Unfortunately, no. There's not a lot of Indonesian news because Indonesia has been super boring lately. I have an Asus ROG GTX 970M. That's pretty good. You're an observer from an outside perspective. It's supposed to be more poignant to hear for their own voices, but yeah, this is taste dependent. Yeah, I just personally think it's just weird. I just personally think it's a weird to have that. If you're gonna narrate it with someone, at the very least, change the voice actors to someone else. The voice actor, the voice actors to someone else. It just doesn't feel weird. I have that disconnect when I'm listening to it. So, would you do a video game where you react to stupid game ideas? No. There was a war about TG. What is TG? Don't mean to be a Japan, but part 7 is seinen. Anyway, Steven Universe has made another racism bad video, of course. Well, no, the content is what determines the genre. Death Note is shonen. Yeah. I agree. Love Life appeals to grown men. There's still one thing I need to do in Fallout New Vegas. Nuke both the NCR and Caesar's Legion to get pardoned for both by entering the Lucky 38. That is stupid, though. Love Life is a pretty good anime. I would call it a tactical first-person shooter with Battle Royale. Changed my mind. Nuking the NCR and Legion is fun, but it gets you vilified by both. Until they just decided to reset your entire karma for some stupid reason. Just finished Titanfall 2. Yeah, it was pretty and short. Exactly. Meanwhile, in Malaysia, an influencer got arrested for raping more than 10 women, but his fanbase still in denial just because he's handsome. Well, it sounds like Onision. What's worse, fanbase blames the victim, for fuck's sake. Yeah, that does sound like Onision. I have to say, I do like that you can talk your way out of the final battle in New Vegas. That is actually true. You can actually talk your way out of a final battle in New Vegas, so... What webcomics have you read? I haven't read any webcomics, so I'm currently reading Inverted Fate and Undertow. The latter has a soundtrack up on YouTube. A soundtrack and a webcomic? If people say that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, then by that logic, films like Batman Returns, Die Hard 2, Anastasia, and even Lethal Weapon could be considered Christmas movies. Yeah. Yeah. Why not? LA Confidential can be considered Christmas movies, so... In my country, if you do not leave porridge out for Santa, he violently beheads you. This is true. Trust me, happened to me once. Senpai is upperclassman. Senior. Yes. So, Gremlins is best Christmas movie. That shouldn't be a problem. Losing face is quite commonly used and it originates from China. Losing face is quite commonly used and originates from China. It takes 0.5 seconds to Google senpai. It's non-issue. Keep it as senpai translation. Still not entirely sure what senpai even means. I just know it makes me cringe just to type it. Clearly, you're not a fan of anime or manga in general. So, but anyway, I got the Kaz date in Peace Walker, which requires you to beat the heavily buffed custom version of all the AI weapon bosses. If you knock him down and tap him, he will drop the Patriot blueprints. Kakashi Sensei, better example, Baizuo. Baizuo. Mr. Yamauchi is very upset. Didn't you speak French? Kojima-san. Yeah, Kojima-san. Why not? My Christmas special is to watch Billy and Mandy Save Christmas, Arthur's Perfect Christmas, Chowder's Hey Hey, It's Kinshimas, and 2 Disney sing-along songs. Also watch RoboCop movies 1 and 2 are great, 3 is something, and 24 Remake is very mediocre. Jack and Daxter, Precursor Legacy was released for the PlayStation 2 on this day 19 years ago. This has been one of my favorite video games of all time for a decade. Cool. I agree, even if I didn't watch the anime. An intriguing take there. Oni-chan is better. Big Bro sounds cringy and off-putting. Exactly. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Are you telling me different cultures have different meanings for phrases? Yes! Yes, I am saying exactly that, but apparently people just cannot understand that. Let's say Appa suffered in Fire Emblem Fates. Also, who calls their siblings Big Brother in English? Seriously, bro, or just Bro, because yeah, it's just weird. Thinking about it, is New Vegas the most memeable Fallout game? I can't think of as many widespread memes coming out of the other games. Fallout 2, was it Fallout 2 or Fallout 1? Has that comedian and the F word. 100% agree. I always have to translate back to Oni-chan in my head with Nanako saying it. Translating Oni-chan to Big Brother gives a "what are you doing, Big Bro" vibe to it. Hitler just won the election, and maybe we'll get to that. Oni-chan daisuki. Recall seeing that translated talking about on Twitter. Very much disagree with the stakes. Nipa. Mandalorian is boring. Well, that's your opinion, I suppose. Some people might disagree on that, but well. How Lamau keep a get by area of effect? I pretty much need AG stat. Maybe because I love 40k or play too much Broforce, but now I can only read brother with an overly manly voice, even if it's said by a little girl. I tanked the missiles and was playing on very hard, lol. Oh man. For me, it really depends on when the anime takes place. Like, if it takes place in Japan, keep the San-chan Senpai. If it takes place outside of Japan, then it doesn't really matter. Yeah, for example, if, say, Ergo Proxy, for example, that anime doesn't really take place in Japan specifically. Or, Black Butler, for example, that anime doesn't take place in Japan. That anime takes place in in England. So, yeah. Avenge me, brother. Brother, avenge me. Who's that dude in the back? That's my, Ototo-san. Ototo-chan, Ototo, not emoto, Ototo. Anyway, have you played any card games, Appa? I haven't played any card games. Top Christmas songs, haha, not even as a joke. It's not Carol of the Bells. I can't stand hearing it. That is Appa's clone. Hey Appa, I'm 22 now, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too. Avenge me, Oni-chan. Always wonder why people don't like Nick Callis as a publisher. Wait, is that your roommate? That is my Ototo-chan. I want my life narrated by Scott McNeil using his Dinobot from Beast Wars voice. Appa bro Bivijity. Nico. Help me step Oni-chan. I am stuck. Help me step Oni-chan. I am stuck. Have you read Tales Get Trolled, Diary of Whippy Kid 25 Years Later, and Greg Goes to Vietnam? I haven't read any of them. The Steven Universe racism video creeped me out. They're so obsessed with racist freaky. Do you see that document? It called a lot of YouTubers far right. Yeah, I saw that. That was an old document, but we've already discussed that in my data mining video, and there's not really much to discuss about that. Reggie Golden Eagle is there. And I find it very... Why is Reggie Golden Eagle in there, but I am not? It's so fucking weird. Because he's a lot more popular, I have a lot more subscribers, but apparently he's more popular. I mean, he does pull off 1,000 viewers every single stream, but I only pull off like, what, 300 at my very best? Damn, anyway. Alright, Appa, I see you're familiar with Love Live. Who's your favorite girl? I am not. I only refer to Love Live. So, I don't think I've beaten Titanfall 2's campaign. Just focus on making my pilot look like Char. The Higurashi Big Brother BS isn't important to me. Like, why is this a controversy? A cute little sister is a cute little sister. I don't give a fuck. Oh, please don't get into the Die Hard debate. We'll be here all day. Yeah, there are romance webcomics that have original music. Example, Siren's Lament. Hey, how has your day has been? I hope it's a blast. I wasn't able to follow the last meme streams after 2 simultaneous deceased familiars. Oh, Jesus, dude. I'm really sorry about that. But I have managed to get used to it. Hope you are well. Jesus, you too, man. Jesus Christ. Lethal Weapon could be considered a Christmas movie. So if I'm reading the Konosuba light novels, I love it to death and has me laughing my ass off. Elf is my favorite Christmas movie. My family love it and we quote it a lot. Speaking of Santa, remember that he gives coal every year to Darkseid. Santa give cold every year to Darkseid? But why though? Best Christmas song for me is a tie between All I Want for Christmas is to Kick Your Ass by Midnight Riders, Valaleyuya by Nanowar, and Christmas of Fire by Nico. Senpai means teacher in Japanese. No! Sensei is teacher. I just started watching Bekken no Monogatari and what the fuck? You gotta talk about Zuffer's arc and studio? We'll get to that. Senpai is an older student. Senpai is a senior. Anyway, 1 or 2 years younger than upperclassmen. Appa-kun. Isn't Chan a feminine specific and Kun is masculine? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It depends on the situation. It depends on the context. Chan can be... It's usually used for someone who is a lot more intimate. A friend who is you consider to be very close. It can be a close friend. It can be a male or a female. A female friend can refer to you as a Chan, even if you're a male. It really depends on the situation. As for Kun, it's mostly men. It's mostly men, for the most part. 6716 donated to $1. They don't want to touch you because your brown skin and Asian privilege make them appear racist. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. What is that? I started playing Fate Extella Link. The game is great so far, but I can see why some don't like it. Chan is for close female friends. Greetings. How much eye bleach will we need this time? We have about 1/3 of the slide last time. 1/3 of the slide last time. But that being said, it's still pretty freaking cringy. So I think Gundam 0080 can be considered a Christmas movie. Hi, Apakun Uwu, or should I call you Apakun? Ooh, that is spicy. Excuse me. Cyber Shell posted a new video again. Fallout 2 as the guy who invented the jet drug out of Brahmin shit, who is also an asshole. Monster is the best manga. It is great. Hello there, everyone. Aniki does have a better ring to it. Sorry for being late. Was distracted by Hyrule Warriors. I want to be called Nichan by Hulk Hogan. It is amusing in an annoying way. Imagine hearing Jojo Senpai while watching Dio fisting Jotaro. Why not? Speaking of Oni-chan, there was this anime where each girl's Oni-chan has a unique English translation. Got out donated to $1. Shisho is teacher, sensei is actually professor. This is why you talk about medics as sensei. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. I just upgraded my audio equipment from a cheapo pair of Chinese headphones and a USB Just Dance microphone to a HyperX Cloud Stinger. Damn, that is very good. Difference is night and day. It is a night and day indeed. You read I Thought This Game World Was Real. I haven't read that. Is that a webcomic? I can pull off 10 views on the stream on a popular game on Jackbox. Oh, only 300, so we aren't good enough then. I'm just kidding. It was just a jest. It was just a joke comment. Half joking. But for real though, if we're gonna talk about subscribers and everything like that, because I have seen, if you guys have been following what happened to Griffin Gaming lately, because he was talking shit about this talking shit about the Inside Gaming video that I talk about in 1 or 2 week meme streams ago, two weeks meme stream ago, and a meme stream 2 weeks ago. He made his video talking shit about that. I talk shit about that too in the stream, but he talked about shit about that in a video, and he got the people who made the video and the people who are inside the video. As Zombie kills the chick who begs for the PlayStation and the Xbox. She got him to get his channel flag and everything like that. And there's this video made by Upper Echelon who had a beef with Griffin Gaming. And he had a beef with Griffin Gaming because he made a Doom Eternal video. And his Doom Eternal review is not very good. His Doom Eternal review is not very good. I've seen the review. It's just not very good. There are a lot of things that he ignored, the mechanics that he ignored. He played it with a controller for some reason, even though he played it on the PC. I don't know. I forgot why he did that. But anyway, so yeah, he didn't consider that game to be pretty good. I thought the game was freaking amazing, but I disagree with him. Griffin Gaming made a video about that. He disagreed with him. And then apparently what he said on his video talking about Griffin Gaming being flagged is that his fans went into him and actually harassed him and actually call up his sister's number and actually go out of the way to harass him and all of that stuff and to cause just the absolute worst, apparently, just taking his words for it. So what I'm trying to say is, Griffin Gaming, he has like 100,000, 200,000 followers. I would rather have 50,000 followers of fans who are smart enough, who are absolutely smart enough to know when and when not to harass people. I would rather have 200 viewers on my streams of Twitch streamers or viewers on my streams of fans who are smart, who know what they're talking about, who are intelligent, who are clever, who have the big energy to know that you should not harass anybody who I talk to on stream or anybody that I talk to on a video, rather than millions of angry fans who I make a video, one specific guy, a specific person, and they go, I'm gonna flag this channel, for example, or something along those lines. So yeah, honestly, I am comfortable with the position that I am in right now for the most part, at the very least. I mean, yeah, sure, I would love to get more, but I mean, looking at the other side, I'd say this is a pretty comfortable position. All I'm saying is you guys are awesome. That is the basic gist of what I'm saying. I'm just gonna give gold claps to every single one of y'all. You guys are mature, very intelligent, very smart individuals, regardless of how you could say. You might call yourself stupid, you might call yourself dumb and everything like that, but do not worry. I can assure you, you guys are smart, you guys are intelligent, a lot more intelligent than a lot of these mindless fans, etc. You guys are amazing, you guys are cool, you guys are the best fans that I could ever have, and I would rather have you guys than a bunch of thousands and thousands of like fangirls who go, oh no, I'm gonna beat you or something like that. I'm gonna harass you out of Twitter or something like that. I'd rather have you guys than Animal Crossing fans, I can tell you that. Anyway, Will Ferrell needs to beat Thanos Snap. Nick Rikita managed to get level centrist on that academic paper on YouTubers somehow. Darkseid knows not to fuck with Santa. Konosuba is great, I also love it. Shiso is teacher, Sensei is professor, this is why you refer to medics as Sensei. Kun can be for peers, Chan is generally used for children. Arkham Origins is the premier Christmas special. I mean, technically. Shazam is a Christmas movie, also technically. Quick, everyone, hide the hard R N-word in your chat so appabend reads it accidentally. Do you think Donut is gonna win the video game awards with this game? Tell me why. Probably not. What is your favorite manga? Monster. Can't believe you laugh at my crappy joke. Haven't been able to catch the stream for a while, but have it this week off. Is Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween or a Christmas movie? Let's not get to there. If Santa gives cold to kids on the naughty list, then does that mean Santa contributes to climate change? What is your favorite anime? My favorite anime, it depends. Perfect Blue is my favorite film anime. My favorite serial anime, I would say Black Lagoon, Parasite, something along those lines. Death Parade is also one of my favorites. I have a lot more anime films that I love rather than anime series. Anthem of the Heart is one of my favorites as well. So I'm writing a story and I was wondering, is it better to have a lot of characters that show up sporadically or have a few that constantly show up? That depends. Can you write them good? So anyway, Upper Echelon Gamers Doom Eternal gameplay was hard to watch. Why do you like dark-skinned tomboys and why is Riley Vincent the best one? Anyway. Jesus, what is wrong with people? Imagine harassing someone's sister because they have a different opinion than you. Big dick energy gang. I only harass myself. Like GoFoot Marjarbo. Eagle tier list when Apakun. Thanks, Appa. No, you're awesome. Thanks, man. Thanks for respecting us. We did it, boys. We are smart. You're too kind. Thank you. Thank you. I am aware that I'm of average intelligence. Thank you. We love you too. Thanks, man. Thanks. I've always wanted someone to call me smart when I'm pooping. Wait, who harassed who? The fans of Griffin Gaming harass Upper Echelon Gaming's harass Upper Echelon Gaming, his family. They got his sister called. They called his sister out. Griffin Gaming has nothing to do with it, obviously, because he's the creator. Can't really have control of his fans. But it's the way. It's one of the things that I think we do need to have a good discussion for. It's the way we do create our content invites a certain type of people. In the same way, a certain type of video games attract a certain type of people. Like Animal Crossing, for example. We talked about the hoopla in Animal Crossing last week. Talk about the Space Buns girl last week. It's kind of amazing in how the most wholesome family products like Animal Crossing or Steven Universe or any sort of kids show or whatever, like most mainstream products like My Hero Academia, My Hero Academia. It's kind of amazing how that sorts of entertainment product can attract the most toxic fan base. In the same way, well, Griffin Gaming is essentially Discount Leafy, and don't get me wrong, I like him as Discount Leafy. I do want to see more Leafy in my and see Leafy in my timeline. I kind of miss his kind of content, but I do understand. But I do also need to acknowledge that that type of person, that type of content, also attract a certain type of people, as in people who are not exactly as bright-minded, and that's why when Griffin Gaming, for example, he talks shit about a certain someone, the fans of him are going to go out of their way to harass the person and find a way to go out and do all of that. And I do not want to put myself in that kind of position. I might be it's the big red button, right? If I press the red button, I might get 1 million subscribers. Yes, I get 1 million subscribers. Fucking amazing. That's great. But at the same time, I also have some level of influence that makes me to be unable to control my fans. That makes me to, if I say shit about somebody, if I talk shit about someone in a specific stream or in a specific video, that person might get might get harassed, might get threatened by, might get all of the worst things that I can do to my fans. So again, I'd rather have small number of fans who are smart, who are clever, who knows what they're talking about, who knows when to be, who knows when to do not to do shit like that, something like rather than have millions of fans who are freaking mindless and will do anything and just be a freaking joke. I mean, I disagree with my fans a lot. I disagree with people a lot. I disagree with a lot of you guys a lot. That's perfectly fine. That is, as long as we can be civil about it, as long as we can be friendly about it, that's all that matters. But there are points in which you try so hard, you attract the certain kinds of people that you try to disagree with them, you are unable to disagree with them. You just confuse them emotionally, like the Animal Crossing fan base. Again, yeah, that's exactly, I got going on a ramble there, but yeah, I hope you can understand where I'm getting there. Also, my timer is a bit cut off. What's going on with there? Timer! Why are you cut off? There we go. Fucking, just a little bit more. Anyway, where was I? I've been avoiding Twitter and YouTube drama and it feels great. Well, yeah, obviously. It's a Halloween movie. Halloween deserves more movies. That's my reasoning. Your eyes from the grave. Would The Omen be an anti-Christmas movie? Maybe, maybe not. Depends. Don't be like that. Have you seen Bokutatsu Tenshi Dokuro-chan? If so, what do you think of it? I don't know, actually. I have not seen that, actually. Let's see. Nightmare for Christmas is both a Halloween movie and a Christmas one. Yeah, might as well as just. Death Parade is a great isekai anime. Actually, speaking of isekai, Inuyasha counts as an isekai anime, come to think of it. But it's an isekai anime where you can just go back and forth between the worlds as you wish. So, do you think Chalk Zone is an isekai. It's not an anime. It's an isekai cartoon. Do you think the scalpers are the scorn of the earth, and after all the damage you get used to this, who are willing to get their product through legal means? I think the scalper, right? The scalpers are a problem. Definitely, without a doubt. The scalpers are a problem without a shadow of a doubt. But I think the scalpers highlight a much bigger issue that we have in the industry of productions and manufacturing in general. I mean, yeah, we are living in a very bad time, coronavirus, the pandemic and everything like that. That halted production of a lot of hardwares and a lot of consoles and everything like that. It's not just hardwares, graphics cards, especially CPUs and everything. Halted the production of all of that. And that's why people can't really get themselves any parts into any of these consoles, or get a hand on any of these consoles or graphics cards. But the scalpers buying them in bulk and trying to reselling them to other people, it highlights more of a distribution. It highlights not just a distribution problem. It's the fact that corporations are so utterly dependent in China for manufacturing a lot of this stuff. For example, Sony, they depend a lot in China. Sony depends in China. Microsoft depends in China for the manufacturing, the production of the consoles, or at least not the consoles as a whole. Maybe some parts of the consoles. Seagate has their stuff in China as well. Apparently, that was Upper Echelon Gaming talk about this in the video. So yeah, thanks to that, it highlights a really increasingly worrying trend of people relying so much on other countries or manufacturers to manufacture their stuff instead of manufacturing in the United States and everything like that. This is one point where there's a YouTuber named Podcast Stage, which by the way you should go subscribe. He's a great YouTuber, talks about microphones and stuff. And yeah, he talks about how he does this microphone review, right? And one of the bonus points of that microphone review is the fact that the microphone was manufactured in America, which is in contrast to a lot of microphones, to a lot of products that have been manufactured in China, for example. Because a lot of products are manufactured in China. And now that China has been undergone through severe, horrible, just the worst kind of lockdowns you can ever think of, even to this day. I don't know. I've been paying attention to recent news, but lockdown's pretty bad in China. Now that China is pretty much locked out, that's why you got people at the start of the coronavirus pandemic, they just panic buying a bunch of PC parts and doing all of that stuff. And now that stock's gone everywhere out, at least for the new parts. The older parts are still here, obviously, but the new parts, the stocks are just out everywhere. And it's thanks to a lot of these manufacturers stupidly trying to rely on China for their manufacturing process. But hey, that's just what I think. That's just how I see it. Anyway. It'd be a first attempt after my shadowing another offer, so I don't know. Arrives late off, I've been data hoarding my anime and games. My hard drive pretty fun seeing the hard drive fills up. No one's getting laid by Rally, damn, pretty sure she's a lesbo. Damn Appa, your Aniki's thick. I don't harass people, I only beat them like I beat my mate. Late and Namibian Hitler. Yeah, we'll get to that. Chan is a cutesy version of Sans, so it's associated with things like women, children, or people you view as cute, which is why it's usually reserved for intimate relationships. The Animal Crossing fanbase and the Doom fanbase getting along so well, it's honestly the most wholesome thing ever. For a brief moment. Maybe it's because these toxic people haven't grown up mentally and are still children, hence why the content aimed at children attracts them too. Exactly. MEMESTREAM, don't freaking auto-scroll. The widest net can catch any type of fans. Niche net can avoid that. That makes sense. Quality over quantity. Sometimes when I see Kaon as alt-right, I knew when these words were this meeting. Great power comes great responsibility. Doom fans are 100% grill-pilled. Indeed, Appa. Very true. Doesn't products that represent wholesome nature are the ones that echoes thought toxicity and false acceptance and are the ones that demonstrate how these people really are? Not necessarily, because in my opinion at least, that is a more complex explanation, but the simpler explanation is kids product that attracts children. And I'm not just talking about children who are young, I'm also talking about children who have the mentality of a children. That is my Occam's razor on the entire thing in why certain products that are geared towards children or products that are more wholesome, family-friendly stuff why those products appeal to a very specific subset of people that are very, man children, everything like that. They appeal to children, yes, but they also appeal to adults who act like children. That's why you see a lot of these adults who play Animal Crossing, they harass people for opinions that they disagree with or things that they personally find monstrous because they act like children, because they have the mentality of a children, and they got attracted to things that have the mentality that are intended for children. Now, this is not to say that if you like Animal Crossing, you are a child. Or if you like Animal Crossing, you are a man-child. If you like those games, good for you. Go have fun with all of those games. I'm just saying the fact that this specific game attracts a certain specific kind of people. That's why I said kids games, kids stuff attracts kids, and in not just kids in a literal sense, kids also in a figurative sense. So that is at least my Occam's razor to the entire explanation. So what is your favorite Ace Attorney game? The trilogy. I can't exactly pick which one is my favorite, but if I have to, because all of them are great, but personally, because I am biased toward personally, because I am biased towards Francisco Von Karma, I'm just gonna put the second one. Appa Brew is alive. The ancient one is rising. What's your guilty pleasure anime? I'd say, you know what? I'm probably gonna do a video on Eromanga Sensei, because that is one of my guilty pleasure anime. That anime is trash, dog. But I do find it somewhat enjoyable to watch. Being Born counts as an isekai. So time travel counts as isekai. Brutal Legend, best isekai ever. Inuyasha is technically a time traveling anime. Wait a second. Time traveling. How could it be time travel? So essentially, if Inuyasha is a time traveler, and I haven't seen Inuyasha in a while, so I can't really say, but if Inuyasha is a time traveling anime, that means that a lot of its fantastical elements in Inuyasha also applies to the real world that Kagome is living in. So if there's any magic that happens in the world that Kagome is dropped into where Inuyasha lives in, that means that in the real world, in the modern world that she lives in, there's also the magic that appears there. So is that how it works? I haven't seen Inuyasha in a while, so I can't really say. So, have you seen the anime Another? I haven't seen the anime Another, but I know about anime Another. Is Appa your big brother or vice versa? My brother is my little brother, actually. That's why I said Ototo-san. Clearly, not a lot of you are very familiar with Japanese in what Ototo-san, because Imoto is sister, Ototo is brother, guys. Come on, y'all. Dokuro-san is the hardest I've seen my non-weeb friend laugh watching anime. Scalpers are now scalped themselves. Indeed. I hope Scalpers get Sudoku'd. Appa, chat, time for the real questions. Boobs or butts? Man. Scalpers, that's called speculation, and it's a cancer on the economy for the most part. Oh shoot, we're discovering more secret isekai series. Next, you're gonna tell me that Blue's Clues is an isekai where blue freaking Skittles in a photograph. Top photography joke there. Do you think drawing hentai of Genshin Impact gives me a lot of followers? Depends. Is your drawing very good? Well, your drawings are very good, but if you want to appeal to as many people as possible, you're gonna need to compete. You're gonna need to seriously compete with a lot of the artists out there. Scalpers are bad and an issue, but if people weren't stupid enough to buy them, they wouldn't exist. Scalper already are a problem before COVID switch. Pandemic is just magnifying their presence. This year is a good year to not care about getting a PS5. That's seriously. Why anybody would want to pre-order a game that only is a one game, Demon Souls, you can buy on the PS3, which is a better version anyway. What's your favorite anime genre? My favorite anime genre is mostly related to sci-fi, cyberpunk-esque, psychological thriller anime. Not horror, but just psychological horror. It's psychological thriller. More anime, kind of like Welcome to the NHK. I consider that a psychological thriller. I don't care what anybody says. It's a fucking psychological thriller. It's really worrying that we depend so much on China. We've been doing it in the USA since the 90s. Yep. Scalpers deserve to be robbed. If Nintendo was cursed to have something bad happen to the company every time they acted like boomers, do you think they try lift it if they had to stop acting like boomers in order to end the curse? I don't think they will, because the thing is, a lot of these corporations, what corporations end up with at the end of the day is money. They care about money. Nintendo doesn't care to fix any of the mistakes that they make. If they make a lot of mistakes, they don't care, as long as they get money. As long as they got a bunch of fans, because that's the thing that makes Nintendo still stay amazing, or at least for the games at least, still stay to this day because they have a lot of dedicated fans who are willing to spend thousands and thousands of dollars for their products, who are willing to spend thousands and thousands of dollars for their games and couldn't be bothered to learn a thing or two about emulation because spending money is a lot easier than figuring out a thing or two and how to read the freaking instructions or RTFM, read the freaking manual. So yeah, it's going to keep on happening as long as there are still dumb fans of Nintendo who are still buying their products because it's the easiest thing for them to do. So yeah. Have you heard that Keiichiro Toyama created? Have you heard that Keiichiro Toyama, the creator of Gravity Rush, left Sony? Oof, damn. Big brain idea. Draw vanilla popular characters and then draw Guro to filter out the retards. I have earned a bad habit of using minus as an emote this emoji as an emote too often. It can happen in Andy fandom no matter what. Wait, what happens in any fandom? No worry, you worry about the West affect anime and manga due to being major source of anime and manga due to them being major source of income in Japan. Here's the thing. In the related discussion of whether or not the Western influence will affect anime and manga in Japan, right? It will only mostly apply to the mainstream stuff. It will only apply to two things, right? Mainstream stuff. The most mainstream stuff you can think of. The most mainstream, most easily accessible shonen or the most easily accessible anime you can think of or manga you can think of. Or stuff that are new, right? Stuff that are new. It doesn't necessarily have to be mainstream. It can also be stuff that are new. Now, if you do not care about these two things, if you do not care about the mainstream stuff or the stuff that is gonna come out, you would be 100% fine. You would be just, yeah, the game industry can go burn all to hell. I still have my old games. I still have my old anime games. I still have the classics and everything like that. I can play them and I can spend my life spending my time with them, repeatedly replaying them all the time, and I'll still be just fine. Because at the end of the day, the old catalog is always gonna beat the new catalog. There are so much old games that are worth your time a lot more than newer games. If you pay attention too much to newer games, you care so much, oh, Japan is going to cater so much into the Western influence, etc., in anime or manga and everything like that. Well, they're only going to do that to the newer stuff. There are times where they try to butcher the old stuff, but even then, the old stuff that hasn't been butchered, there's always going to be archive of that somewhere along the lines of the internet. There's always going to be that, and you can still enjoy that better. Like the Netflix Evangelion, for example, where the subtitles got butchered. You still can find the old subtitles. You still can find the old dub if you prefer that. But yeah, so if you only care about the mainstream stuff, you care about the newer stuff, yeah, you should be worried because there are parts, the newer stuff and the mainstream stuff that will have Western influence coming into Japan. But aside from that, not really. So, but at least that's my opinion. The only way is to ignore these man babies. Wholesome media being co-opted by assholes should be reclaimed from these immature fuckwits. Yeah, that's the thing. The mature people, that would assume that this would assume that most people are mature. Most people who are fans of certain things are mature. And I can tell you 100% with 100% certainty that you guys are 100%, all of you. You guys are absolute adults, mature individuals, absolutely intelligent, big brain, big dick energy. Great job, you guys, for knowing the difference between when to, just knowing in general when to be an adult. You guys are all adults. Absolutely freaking amazing, all of you. But not everyone are you. Not everyone are just like you. Not everyone are as smart and intelligent and dedicated and as amazing as you guys. Seriously. but for real though, the amount of people who are attracted to a certain fan base, right? Not a lot of them are mature. They're always gonna be those who are immature. They act like stupid. They act whatever. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen at the end of the day. So you cannot reclaim them when you act maturely. You cannot reclaim them with facts and logic because these people work in emotions, and emotions are a lot easier to comprehend. And I'm sorry to all the facts and logic people out there. Emotions are a lot easier to comprehend than simple logic to the most mainstream of everybody, to literally everybody else. So if you want to try to beat them with facts and logic, you might be able to beat them. But at the end of the day, people only care about emotions. People only care about the one that feels good for them to support. So yeah. But that's my opinion. I still remember the problem with scalpers and medical supplies and how a mask and a cleaner was more expensive than a can of soda, at least in my country. Hey Appa, what do you think of AMD Ryzen 3 3200G and an RX 570 combo? Is it good enough? A Ryzen 3 3200G and an RX 570. I would say get yourself a Ryzen 5 1500X or a Ryzen 5 1400. Either that or a Ryzen 5 2400G or a Ryzen 5 or a Ryzen 5 3100 or Ryzen 3 3100 or Ryzen 3 3300X. Because the Ryzen 3 3200G, it's a 4-core 4-thread CPU with a dedicated GPU on it. It has a Vega graphics card, and you're gonna pair it with an RX 570. That's a waste. I suggest you to get yourself a CPU that does not have a Vega graphics card, like the Ryzen 3 3100, if you can find a stock for it, or the 3300X, if you can find a stock for it. If you cannot find a stock for both, the Ryzen 5 1500X or the Ryzen 5 1400. Try to overclock them. Anyway. I would say to not let a fan base stop you from liking something. Yeah, that is true in general, right? If there's a fan base, there's the Persona fan base, for example. That doesn't stop me from liking Persona. The Persona fan base are stupid, but I still love Persona. It doesn't stop me. So anyway, Appa is in love with the hentai drawing loli. Kel the FBI. Madame guilty pleasure. Monster Musume. It's trash and I somehow watch it all. I think it's because when someone likes something as seemingly universally loved as Animal Crossing, they tend to think everyone is obligated to also like it. Otherwise, they should be ostracized. So, either herd mentality or just popularity trend in general. Star Wars fans are similar. I got a Switch specifically to play Animal Crossing. It sucked to me. Now I'm probably gonna sell that thing and get some older consoles instead. Yes, there is some magic in modern times in Inuyasha. Well, there you go. Is it your guilty pleasure anime because you fucked the main character? Well, you can see it however you want to see it. And the reason is, to quote the band, psychotic because boobs. Who's hotter, Palutena or Bayonetta? Speaking of PS5, Jacksepticeye got canceled for a joke about the PS5. I haven't seen that, actually. He made a video on that. So, a serious question. Can you make a moral argument against liking loli? Nah, not really. Because I haven't seen such a bunch of Bible-thumping fun haters calling loli the same as hard child pornography. I can make the argument that loli is not child pornography. It's not the same as real life child pornography, but at the end of the day, loli is still you have a character that looks like a child, that physically looks like a child. That's why I get why normies say that lolis are child pornography, because they look like children. The characters look like children, but in their perception are children. But with that being said, it should not be treated in the same level as a real child photography. Real child photography. As for the moral argument, it's like asking for a moral argument to like Guru. I mean, it's just what people are into, I guess. It's not me. I'm not really that into that sort of stuff. But as long as they're not committing real crime, as in committing crimes that, as long as they're not harming actual children, I'm cool with it. So, yeah. I remember I missed the eye patch wearing girl from another with the Chunibu one and traumatized a classmate. Actually, I don't blame you for mistaking both. I got asked to go to a radio show for an interview is because of a research project from high school. Any advice to not fuck it up? Just chill and talk whatever they ask you. The sequel kind of allude to that. The magic is there, but only specific people can do that. Oh, all right. I got quite disappointed with another. Deaths were great the first episodes, but it's just a boring anime. What type of anime genre you hate the most? I don't have a specific anime genre that I hate. Because I like because it depends. Some animes are, in a way, I see it, right? It doesn't really matter what genre it is as long as the anime is good. So, do you think the scalpers are the reason why movement of a limited time only Nintendo is a waste of not only resources but just an idiotic and temporary solution to Tony's sales? Yeah. Cringiest anime cartoon you've ever watched? Can't really think of one at the top of my head. I kind of feel honored you read my name while reading my question about art. Would you A, eat a goat's testicle, or B, commit harakiri? I miss Iwata. Part 2 of the loli being the same as child pornography, they also discount the fact that you can like something exclusively if it's drawn. Yeah, well, you can't always argue with a lot of these people, so just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. You can't argue with these people, so just enjoy what you like, I guess. Yeah, just enjoy what you like and try to stay away from these people because these people are trying their hardest to make sure that you got a ban, etc., etc. What is it with companies trying to get their wider audience? It gets the money, plain and simple. I plan on watching Christmas anime episodes and I got my tree up. Yeah, if you want to watch Christmas anime, see Tokyo Godfathers. It's amazing. I would love to see a new Ridge Racer game for the PS5. Would Nintendo still try to lift the curse if the curse had them lose money? Probably yes. Probably. Criticizing Nintendo for enforcing trademark right to hide over piracy is never going to do anything. Trademark has nothing to do with piracy. Shift the focus and complaints on what trademark actually is. I watch many animes new and old. What's your opinion about the new RTX 3060 Ti and the supposedly death of the RTX 2080 Ti? Yeah, rest in peace. Can't exactly say much on that. Rest in peace on that. But as long as you can find the stock for it, which you can. Appa, my man, been watching I caught live. A while ago, I got all the achievements in Just Set Radio. Any thoughts on it? Cool. Good job. Good job. Yep, that's why I play retro stuff. Yeah, I uploaded Fire Emblem if with English translations. I wanted to pet the husband dose. I do what is doable. Haven't been here in a while. Thanks, my bad. Don't lie to us, Appa. Don't lie to us for what? Me? Intelligent? Really? Have you shit the shit I post? What is a better price to pay if Nintendo would stop acting like boomers? SNK be bought Nintendo or Nintendo having a merger with Sega Sammy? Well, we don't know. Imagine watching 1.5 hours of a VTuber begging Atlas to let her play Persona 3 while listening to Burn My Dread in reverse. Yeah, I saw that. That was really stupid because it's stupid. That's true. I got external 2TB SSD of hentai game emulators, VNs, animes, hentais. What anime or manga disappoint you? Ooh, that is a good question. Actually, can't think of now at the top of my head. Emotional people are easy to control. Facts don't care about your feelings, but people do care about feelings. Facts don't care about your feelings, but people do care about feelings, unfortunately. Everyone needs to make an emotional speech to support them. Kinda White got a bunch of ROMs for games based on anime and manga. Hey Appa, what's your favorite anime genre? I think I answered this. I like cyberpunk, sci-fi-esque anime. That's more something along those lines. Anyway. Rise at 3, 3100, 2600, or 1600. Emotional manipulation is the only way to reason with immature idiots. Good point about pure and wholesome thing. What do you think about ones that is already problematic content? There are shipping wars on Hannibal fandom of all places. Well, it's not as big as shipping wars in, say, My Hero Academia, so at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I mean, of course it's gonna have those, so... Pixif is bugged and I can't look at the profiles anymore. It would be easier if no one had emotions and everyone's reptilian with only one real emotion. Because sometimes fact is just an emotion repeated over time. With Persona fanbase, you meant the Persona 5 fanbase, right? Not specifically Persona 5. There are, I would say, for the most part, yes, Persona 5. Yeah, for the most part, Persona 5. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Persona 5. Gen Urobuchi, the guy who also wrote Fate Zero that I still haven't watched. What about Gen Urobuchi? Yeah. Thanks, Appa. I will clip that when I build my first PC. All right. Loli is childlike photography. I thought it was photography. Too bad people still can't stand civil jokes. You mean child photography. Exactly. Hello, absent chats. Lolicon be linked to child photography is as ridiculous BDSM linked to abusive relationships. I don't get the appeal of Guro. I like Guro and Lolis, but I hate both of them in real life. But then again, normies even declare clearly adult character as child photography, so I do not care how and why normies can interpret something. I personally don't think Lolis look like children, considering a lot of anime characters look similar regardless of what their canon age are. Yeah, but unfortunately, a lot of normies will think that, and they will use that as a justification to ban anime. Can be said people see Guro and Loli Shota enjoy it as fiction, not as reality, like seeing fucked up things fun, etc. They just can't. It's just, you can't argue with these people at the end of the day. I don't give a fuck about Loli, but ugly bastards raping Lolis where I draw the line. What is your favorite stat and why is it Sex Pistols? Why specifically Sex Pistols? Hi Appa, kinda late. How are you doing? I'm doing very well, thank you very much. My throat a little bit sore, but for the most part, I'm good. The Wii U has Xenoblade X, checkmate. A checkmate for what? Would you eat Rocky Mountain oysters which are fried cow testicles? What? Today I learned QSH from Fate Gosher, the same seiyuu as Ichibatsu from Sumatsu-san. Now I understand how I got him to 2 strength. Lolliport isn't technical child porn, but it's still fucking weird to jack off to animated children. Should someone go to prison for watching Lolliport? No. Can I judge the fuck out if you do? Yes. At the end of the day, yes. At the end of the day, if you can judge kings, you can scorn someone to have a king. You can scorn someone for something that they're personally into. You can make FBI jokes. You can make, hey, this person likes Loli, FBI, call the FBI, etc., etc. You can do that. We love to meme that shit, but we don't do that for real because it's a freaking meme. So, yeah. Well, you're gonna make a 2020 Rewind meme stream at the end of the year. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Who did the PS5 begging? The PS5 begging was this chick named Zombie Kills, I think. I forgot. It was in 2 weeks meme stream. It was a meme stream 2 weeks ago. I talked about that. What games do you play on Dolphin? I heard that Wario World is fun if short. I only play Metroid Prime on Dolphin so far. I don't play like the Mario games. I just play Metroid because I'm more interested in Metroid sci-fi stuff than I do so with Mario personally. Funny how the Reaper girl is asking Atlas did I let her stream Persona 3. You know, the game's revolving around death. Isn't that kind of fitting? Guess the second season of Freezing is my pick for most disappointing anime. Hey Appa, you ever tried a Mega Man Battle Network or Star Force games? I haven't. Funny thing of the day, for some reason my dad's phone storage has 348 gigs of system files. We still have no idea how he got to have this phone this bloated. Jesus. Do you think normies are the reason niche things being ruined? That depends. That really depends on which normie things you're talking about. Which niche things you're talking about. Every time I go on Twitter, there are some retards worshipping companies for manipulating them. Yep. This is why I'd rather stay neutral than join either side than endlessly fanning each other, because it will be miserable if you try to argue disagree with someone and has a different opinion. What are your thoughts on Persona 2? Half of it is really good. Half of it is so bad it's good. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. It's not exactly my favorite Persona, but I do enjoy a lot of the parts of it. Any favorite anime-like cartoon? Anime-like cartoon? I suppose you can count Avatar: The Last Airbender on it. But anyway, 6760 to $1. All the child photography complaints reminds me of these old rants from the late 2000s where people complain about Sonic porn and to an extent sexualized fan art or DeviantArt. Yep. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. Also, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can make it to that nice number, 69. Let's see if we can make it to 69, ladies and gentlemen. If we can't make it to 69, well, I'm gonna play the Modern Warfare 3 clip. We should fail. We'll go next time. Anyway. Have you played any Flash games? Yes, I have played a bunch of Flash games actually, but I've played hidden object Flash games. I played Portal 2D. Do you guys remember Portal 2D? Because I do not have a PC to play Portal. I do not have a PC to play Portal at the time, so I decided to just download to just play the 2D version of Portal, which is Portal 2D. I remember having so many freaking levels. That should be released as a proper PC game. Anyway. My paraphilia is bad. I swear the normies are shallow, more shallow than a source of water. MEMESTREAM. Did you hear about the mysterious monolith in Utah? Really gives out the SMP vibe. It looks like a freaking marketing stunt. I promise you, it looks like a freaking marketing stunt. They're gonna say, oh, it turns out this is actually marketing for a specific movie. Ugh. Do you have a favorite classic book? I don't read a lot of books, so I can't really pick my favorite. Nanti mau kuliah S2 bang? Enggak mau kuliah S2. Mau jadi kerja aja dulu untuk sementara. Anyway, fried sheep testes are good. I jack off the traps or tokuda. Is there a way to eradicate these kinds of people and their influence from entertainment media? I'm talking about those who attack the girl in Animal Crossing for having space buds. There isn't. There isn't a way. People talk about that we should gatekeep these people away from fandoms, etc. But as long as Animal Crossing is popular, it's the popularity and the accessibility of Animal Crossing in general that makes these people to be able to enter these games in general. As I said, kids games attract kids, not just physical kids. Mental kids. Anyway. When will you collab with Gundam and Critical? Maybe Gundam in the distant future, possibly, but Critical most likely not. Do you know the Space Bun girl deactivated Twitter due to doxing? Yeah, I know that. Almost time for the memes. Hey Appa, finished watching Tokyo Godfathers. Yes! It's freaking amazing anime. Love Tokyo Godfathers. It's freaking amazing. Love it. Nocturne isn't hard. Depends on who you're talking to. Talking normally is like talking to pigeons. Someone should make hentai as a famous feminist and post it to Twitter just for the lols. They actually kind of did that. They make a porn of a hentai they make a porn, not hentai, but they make porn of feminists. I think I talked about that in the stream. I forgot which, but I remember talking about that. I played Portal 2D before knowing what Portal was. Why does Cartoon Network keep talking out of their asses about racism when they call on the cartoon the Black Showrunner? Yeah. Have you seen the racing crash at Bahrain where the car got split in half and exploded? I have not seen that. Normies Explode, the most cultured pirate to have ever sailed the seas. Do you know Swords and Sandals? I haven't seen, I don't know. Do you archive Flash games? I kept Flash 32 and Firefly 75 for this. Nope. Hey Appa, did you play Cave Story? If you did, what is your opinion? I played Cave Story, but I haven't finished it. You know I'm getting tired of ruined instant popular fandom videos. Internet's been too long where people surprised the internet will ruin everything. Okay, hold on. Shut it. Okay, we're done. Just this couple. Read more. Classic books are good. My profile pic is mine. I should get back to gaming. What do you think? I mean, sure. If that makes if you're having fun of it. Seriously, the Spaceman girl deactivated because of doxing. This is how you radicalize someone to being an extremist that you hate. Would it be possible for you to be an Alex Dills for your stream? No. Why is it that cute, wholesome stuff like Animal Crossing tend to attract toxic people and dark edgy stuff like 40k attracts wholesome people? Again. Kids stuff attracts kids. Adult stuff attracts adults. Animal Crossing is for kids, not just physical kids. But that's my Occam's razor explanation for you. Anyway, MEMESTREAM, timer is worked. God bless for once. The MEMESTREAM timer is worked. Anyway, let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. Let's get straight into the intros. Where is my MEMESTREAM intro? There you go. Oop. Not played here. Played there. There, move, there. Jeez. All right. Now you can play. Got the 1P intro coming in and finally ends and it quits and it's black screen now. Jesus Christ. First off, we gotta get to excuse me, the fan arts. We got a fan art here. You guys remember, you guys want some good old caramel dancing? Well, if you missed some caramel dancing, here's a bit of a fan art from my wonderful girlfriend. Me doing the caramel dancing for the meme and everything like that. Oh man, I can actually do, can you do like do the twist of it? I have to go to the back first and then go, I can't do that. Anyway, old meme, classic meme. Thank you so much for the fan art. If you want us to send me fan art, links down below. You can send it on Twitter. You can send it on the email. All that stuff. Also, contact me on email and all that stuff. Let's get to it. Wow. What a brilliant start to this entire conversation. Man named after Adolf Hitler once local election. Oh man, what a brilliant start to this stream. Well, what a wild freaking December this starts in, isn't it? Just imagine having the guts to name your son or your child or whatever Adolf freaking Hitler. But hey, at least we have finally confirmed that Adolf Hitler is the one who is going to control everybody. He's winning the election. We're living in the opposite land, right? We're living in the opposite land where people stay at their homes. The virus is spreading, trying to kill people everywhere. And Adolf Hitler wins the election. God help us. We're living in 2020 also. Okay, also, I'm putting this.
I'm frustrated that the human race is doomed.
Yeah, God bless you, Steve. God bless you. But anyway, oh my God, what is this? I wish people would stop using PC Master Race as terminology and its associated imagery. Oh, right. Honestly, it's made me uncomfortable since childhood. Dude, it's really not that complicated, man. It's not a racist thing. It's not a race thing, dude. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. It's not a racist thing. Come on. Also, there's a hidden reply. I can't find the hidden reply, but still. It's one of those things where people know the origin, why it's problematic, but we're the inconvenience for speaking up. You know, speaking as a person of color, okay, speaking as someone who is not white, people are allowed to use the PC Master Race term whatever they like. And you do not have any rights just because you are a person of color to immediately say this terminology is racist or whatever. It's freaking console plebs, man. Oh, man. Let's talk about Boomer. as if my boomer actions and boomer attitudes and just boomer talks in general haven't gotten tuned to speed lately. Let's talk about some of the boomer conspiracies and talk about 5G and 5G spreading coronavirus and how Wi-Fi is actually spreading radiation and causing everybody to kill themselves. It's just the Wi-Fi thing. So you got this really, really overpriced Faraday defense router or shield Wi-Fi guard Wi-Fi router cover. So if you don't know what the Faraday cage does, right? What Faraday cage does is it blocks off any sorts of radio signals or frequencies or whatever from any sorts of sources, right? So this Faraday defense is designed for your Wi-Fi router. Apparently, it was designed for your Wi-Fi cover. So how it works is that you put the router inside the Faraday cage so that you can block off the signals from those evil hackers who are going to like snoop into your systems and try to hack your computers and everything like that. You know, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that you got boomers talking about how smart home is really cool and all. I can just go into my phone and use my smart home app to trigger like certain things like lamps and everything like that. I can just tell my phone and go to my phone. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna say it in case you do use speakers. Please turn off the lamps and everything like that. And the lamps will get turned off. And the lamps will get turned off. And the lamps will get turned. Hey! You son of a bitch. Anyway, yeah. But these people are coming in and say, oh, but I'm afraid of those hackers, right? Those hackers gonna hack into my home, into my smart home, and everything like that. That's why I have to build this Faraday cage around my router. That's why you don't have smart homes in the first place, Nima. My God. Yeah, so it blocks off EMF, radio frequency waves, or something like that. Electromagnetic frequency, radio frequency waves, and it is so stupid. The reason why it's stupid, it's because you got a bunch of people coming in, reviewing the product, and saying that it kills the signal strength from the router. So you got a router, right? It was blocked by something that was designed to block signals. And you were surprised that it blocks signals.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You played yourself. How can you... Devices that were previously located about 30 to 40 inches from the router that used to have full signal strength don't even connect to it anymore. Yeah, maybe you should not have connected this to a freaking Faraday cage. You should not have put your router in a Faraday cage, you dummy! I have to remove the cage from the router and I had to return when it was closed, so I'm stuck with this useless 100 plus metal cage right now. Oh. Oh, man. What? You had one job, right? You had one job. Your job is to... I don't even... It's just stupid. It gets worse. There are more and more of these. It's like recent. It's like October 2020. It's because the Corona 5G conspiracy, and it's been eating a lot of people's brains and everything like that. They think that people are going to invade everybody's freaking world. It's just insane. Blocks about 90% of Wi-Fi router EMF while you can still use the router. Oh, sure. I mean, wired you can. You can't use the router wired. You can just connect the router wired into one connection to the other next. But if you are afraid of people connecting to your router wirelessly, either do not use the router, use a switch instead, or turn off the wireless capabilities in the router. Why is that so hard? Okay, yeah, but these people are boomers. They'd rather just buy stuff. This proves my point. All right, this proves my point in what I said in my Nintendo video. People would rather buy stuff instead of learning how to do stuff. They would rather buy this freaking Faraday cage instead of, oh, I don't know, learning how to type in 192.168.0.1 or 11 or whatever and disabling the Wi-Fi capabilities of the router. Either that or learn the difference between a router and a switch. My God, these people. What is... Also buy a VPN. That is a good solution as well. Private internet access. Here's the link in the description. That is exactly what you get for. I don't know how Linus does his freaking segues, but anyway, decreases Wi-Fi signal. Oh, of course it does. Fucking, the box does work at keeping radiation in, but also Wi-Fi will not work unless you're in the same room as the router. I mean, yeah. This is, oh man. Boomers are gonna be boomers. They rather spend money instead of learning to fix whatever problems they're having. It's the oh my Kazakhstani bodybuilder marries sex doll after whirlwind romance. That is pretty freaking base. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, the dude is up for some of that sex doll coochie. I mean, that is pretty base. I gotta give huge claps for this dude. It is a very base action that he did. I mean, give him some credit, guys. Anyway, I'm putting this in because damn, you horny girl. You are pretty freaking goddamn horny. He's fucking hot as well. Why the need for a doll? Plenty of hot sex women out there that could give him so much more. Maybe because, I don't know. Because women are not very satisfactory for him and that they cannot have any sorts of good relationships with women. I don't know who to blame in that particular dynamic, but I mean, considering that you're the one who calling him hot, I suppose he's not the one to blame. I mean, you're welcome to have a relationship with him, but I don't think he's gonna say yes to you, lady. I mean, he's not hot, he's damaged. This is true, definitely has mental health issues, but he's still very hot in my okay. I do not have a male equivalent to this, but I'm gonna play it anyway.
Damn, my nigga. That pussy must be ridiculous.
Actually, no, hold on a second. I do have a male equivalent to this, but I'm gonna play it anyway. Freaking women, female Sims, man. But hey, I gotta give all credits to the dude. If he chose to go to the MGTOW route and think that the most that he could get out of his sex life is through the means of a sex doll, I'd say, well, more power to him. If that's what works for him, good for him. I mean, I can't exactly judge. I'm not exactly a part of his life. I'm not exactly somebody who is involved in his life or whatever. If that's what he thinks is the best thing to do, then, well, can't argue. It's your life, dude. You can do it in however ways you want to do it, as long as it's not illegal. And I don't recall having sex with dolls is illegal. Unless you're in Australia, maybe. But anyway, less hassle, no nagging, worrying about a girl gets tons of attention and offers daily. It's true. Even average girls get it every day in the online world. Haha, hard though for the guy, and he's got to please himself and do everything I thought blokes were sexist. And thought menial shit is a woman's job. Guess he got to do it all. I mean, he's putting in all the work, lol. Fair play to the doll, lol. She's onto a winner there. Okay, so what you're trying to say here is that you are willing to cook him food. You are willing to do the stuff that women typically do. I mean, he's a bodybuilder. He can live independently. That's the reason why MGTOW, not specifically MGTOW, because, well, there are some dumbasses in MGTOW. But yeah, the reason why there are men who chose to be single, right? Not just MGTOW specifically, is that they are unhappy with relationships. They are not fulfilled with any sorts of relationship with any other human beings. It doesn't have to be women. It can be just men. There are men MGTOWs, gay MGTOWs. Man, a gay MGTOWs. Freaking gay MGTOWs. God damn. It's gotta be pretty rare out there. But men going their own way. They decided that gay life is not worth it. So they decided to fuck a stofo instead. I mean, hey, I'm not judging. I'm not judging. If they decided to abandon real life gay men in general because, I don't know, they got HIV AIDS or something, whatever. And they say, you know what? I'm gonna fuck my Astolfo body pillow because at least Astolfo doesn't give me AIDS. Or something along those lines. I mean, hey, I have no one to judge. But goddamn. Speaking of sex. Sex game uses far-right YouTuber for promo. Claims to be unaware of his polarizing background. Yes. Eventually we're going to talk about this hoopla. This is a hoopla in regards to a game by Studio Foul called Subverse, which I kind of find it interesting that Studio Foul hasn't been making a lot of, actual porn lately. They've been focusing on their own game, which I don't blame them, but the market for 3D porn, 3D rendered character, porn of 3D rendered characters in popular whatever sorts of fictional franchises you can think of is pretty oversaturated. There are a lot of SFM porn creators or 3D porn creators out there that make all of these sorts of stuff. And Studio Foul, you're kind of still trying. You're kind of behind on a lot of things, but I can't blame them because they're trying to work on their game, which is fine, good for them. But they decided to have a YouTuber named Ark Warhammer, right? I know Ark Warhammer. I think I've chatted with him at one point. I don't know. I forgot. It's been a while. That was like around 2017, 2016. I don't know. I forgot. But anyway, YouTuber named Ark Warhammer now goes by the name Ark because, you know, trademark issues. They don't want to have Warhammer to be associated with the YouTuber or whatever. So Ark is YouTuber. He makes typical, you know, anti-SJW stuff. He talks about the culture war stuff. And as reported by this particular article, developer Studio Valve gave Ark an exclusive first look preview of Subverse, seemingly oblivious to the fact that his brand is being the kind of person who makes 22-minute videos about how he's definitely not racist when a website simply asks him for comment. Well, the thing about that, right? The thing about websites asking him for comment are a lot of these like mainstream big lefty websites asking for people's comment is that the reason why people like, say, him or Count Dankula, for example, straight up deny their request for comment is the fact that they're going to misconstrue, they're going to misrepresent the comments that they make. That's what a lot of these big journalistic outlets do. They misrepresent stuff. And that's why he make this 22-minute video about how he's not racist. Because I don't think he is. I'm not too familiar with a lot of his content, but I have seen seen some of his videos. I've seen him stream before, and he's not the type of person that strikes me as racist. It's just that you guys are going to paint him as such. And this is the controversy that got Studio Foul into a lot of problems, into a lot of hooplas, and all of that. And Sub versus Ark Warhammer controversy shows that board games are always political. No, it's not. It's a game where you just have you have waifus and ditties. You just want to have sex. This is not political. Wait, what is so political about this? I don't get it. Is it because this is the sign of the patriarchy and this is the sign of women and being fucked by the patriarchy? I don't even know what I'm fucking doing at this moment. But seriously, it is not. How is a porn game be political just because they promoted it to Subverse's decision to promote it in Ark? I mean, it's a bit odd, a bit of an odd decision because how do I say it? How do I put it? Imagine if you have a game, right? If you have a game, I'm not saying that Ark is specifically like him, but imagine if you have a game and you decided to promote that game to someone like Ben Shapiro. Why? Why would you choose someone like him to promote your game? Or imagine you have a game, you ask the Cornering to promote it, or say or Alex Jones to promote your game. I mean, you can technically do that, but I would say if you want to grab as many audiences as possible, as many attractive people as possible, you need to pick the right personality, the right YouTuber that can potentially buy your game. And I think what Subverse did by having Ark as the YouTuber that they asked for to promote their game is, I think it was a pretty nice tactic, because at least that signifies that these are the kinds of audiences that I want. The kinds of people who subscribe to Ark is the kind of audiences that we want in our games. But then you people say, hey, I have a problem with this YouTuber that I asked to promote this particular game. I have a problem with this YouTuber because there are views that this YouTuber have that we are not aware of, or something along those lines. It's weird. Like, I don't know. It's just a really odd decision that they make. I mean, personally, I just don't think this is just the right decision to make for not the right YouTuber to choose for the kind of game that you want to promote, the kind of game that you want to choose. It's not because he's far right. It's just that it's the kind of content that he does is not really aligning with what the game is trying to do. But anyway, Sex Game uses far-right YouTuber for promo, claims to be unaware of his polarizing background. Again, why didn't any of you do any sorts of, I don't know, research? Or do a thing or two about watching his channel first and see the type of audiences that he attracts? Are you guys just looking at his sub number? Because I thought it was a pretty interesting decision at first, until they say, oh, we are not aware of his content. Wait, why are you not aware of the content of the YouTuber that tries to promote your game? it's kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, it's weird. It's really, it's just a, I don't get you, Studio Val. This decision in general is just bizarre, and not in a way that these journalistic outlets try to portray it to be. It's in the way that, in business terms or sensible common sense in general, just makes me. I'm just confused. That's the point. I'm just confused. Anyway, I will never not be baffled by the border culture people wanting to cozy up with the American far right, who have proven again and again that cracking down on porn is a key. Excuse me, bitch! Cracking down on porn is a part of the far right? Excuse me, bitch? Excuse me? You have a far right YouTuber that tries to promote their stuff? How can a far right YouTuber who tries to crack down on porn is promoting porn? I mean, don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong. We have Gab. We have all of those, like, the Christian, really boomers, the Christian boomers, the fundamentalists who say porn is evil, porn is bad, porn is just, etc., etc. We've talked about those people. We talk about them a lot in the stream, in the past few streams, actually. Yeah, I get those people, right? I get if you're talking about those people, but to say that that's their, like, to say that that's only what they're doing and not say what the left are doing as well is misleading, because that's what also they do. They censor games as well. They censor porn games as well. If they look at a porn game and they thought, oh my god, this character looks like a child, they're gonna find a way to censor it, or they're gonna find a way to cover it up. The censorship hoopla happens a lot. Sony straight up said, hey, we want to make sure that the games match up to the global standards so that not a lot of women are offended by the games, etc., etc. They straight up admitted that these games, these anime games are made to appeal to weebs, have to appeal to the global standards, to the mainstream audiences, because some people might find it offensive or something like that. Anyway, it isn't like they're even gaining the short term either. It's lose-lose. It's, again, Arc, I don't think Arc is part of that Gab people. I don't think Arc is part of that, like, seriously. The people who they consider to be far right are they deem as far right? The people that these people deem to be as far right are actually very pro porn. But the real far right people, the real people who are like so fundamentalist on their belief that they just straight up say, no, porn is bad, etc. They're the ones who are making the stupid takes, but they're not the same people that they're thinking that far right, because to these people, if you disagree with them, you're automatically far right. I'm just rambling at this point, but seriously. Subverse fans are in an uproar after Studio Foul worked with a far-right YouTuber to showcase an exclusive gameplay preview. At first, Studio Foul's community manager apologized, then she said Subverse has no political affiliation. This is a problem. I don't think Subverse has any political affiliation. As I said, their decision to associate themselves with the YouTuber without being aware of the YouTuber's history seems pretty stupid in the grand scheme of things, and just screams bafflement to me. I thought they're going to side with Art Warhammer and they're going to promote this. They're going to promote their game on his channel. They're going to use his channel as promotion because they know his content, but apparently they don't. So it's stupid. It's weird. This is a problem. It's impossible to argue that the game has no political affiliation and is built for all, regardless of political affiliation. Porn as an art form is affected by the culture it finds itself in. Oh my god. Choosing neutrality is choosing the oppressive status quo. Porn is literally just images or videos or writings of this going into this and repeatedly. There's nothing political about this. Unless if you're telling me that this is somehow a far-right signal or whatever. I don't get it. Why are ya? This is true of art, by the way. If we want to argue adult games are art, and they are, as are all video games, then we have to argue that adult games and all video games have political values embedded within them de facto. Yeah, this is a point that I would argue towards Gab, for example, who do not consider porn as art, have to have any sorts of artistic value. But, well, these people are not Gab. Why don't you and Gab just fight? Seriously, you and Gab, you just fight. You are the people at Gab. They're anti-porn. The far-right people, the actual far-right people, the Christian fundamentalists, they are anti-porn. And you people are pro-porn. So just fight with each other. Unfortunately, you can't, because sometimes there are points where you're just like, oh, we actually do agree that porn is bad. In one side, porn is bad because misogyny, etc. On the other, porn is bad because it makes you, it is sinful, it is problematic, etc. It just, fucking. Anyway. But this is just a niche subculture drama, one might argue. Well, no. As Mark Bray argues in Antifa, the Anti-Fascist Handbook, the alt-right purposefully targets alternative subcultures to build its ranks. This happened with Gamergate. What? Wait. Excuse me. The alt-right purposefully targets alternative subcultures to build its ranks? They didn't do a very good job at it. I mean, the alt-right, they target these alternative subcultures to build its ranks. They happen with Gamergate, it happens in adult games too. Why would they target adult games to build their ranks when they explicitly said that porn is bad? It makes no sense. Why would they do that? This is the sad reality, but okay, what is this? Many contemporary far-right personalities build their preference writing our Gamergate, mega fan, blah, 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 blah. In my song, right-wing geekdom, YouTube quartering, far-right YouTubers are caught, right-wing trans writer Sophia now. All gain recognition and support after advocating for the far-right movement and have since gone off to fight other culture wars. Hold the freaking phone for a second, right? I've seen Sophia, for example. I've seen her make fun of the far-right, who are actually against porn, right? So how is she part of the far-right or attracting these far-right people when she straight up doesn't want, she straight up is very supportive of porn? I don't get it. The sad reality, by declaring itself politically neutral, Studio Val and Subverse give the all clear to people like Art Warhammer, who now feel emboldened. They know they can make a big porn death crack, and the end goal is to act as if only white cis straight men What? Whether Studio Val likes it or not, the game development studio is an industry leader now. By ignoring the ways politics affects its game and its community, Studio Val obfuscates how politics innately inform the art we consume and enjoy. It gives fodder to people like Art who only feel emboldened after seeing Studio Val back down. And by friending no political affiliation as a real political affiliation, Studio Val does a disservice to the marginalized fans and adult creators who are working outside the status quo and trying to create a more inclusive adult games community for all bodies. How is that relevant to anything? They make a porn game that is pretty accessible to a lot of people, that appeals to not just white cis straight men. My God. Not just one that looks like art. Oh my God, dude. This is dumb. This is I don't even know what. The left is gonna get clobbered if it doesn't take all these subculture battles seriously. Yes, it does absolutely matter when a game dev says it doesn't want to offend the fascist dude's fascist fan base. How is he anyway, that's not a red flag, that's an entire building on fire. The game plan from alt-right is simple. Argue that cis straight white men are the only porn consumers. No. This specific porn game does appeal to a very specific subset of people, but that does not mean that all porn games are only exclusively for those people. There are porn games that are targeted for women. It's just that unfortunately not a lot of women play porn games. That's why most audiences of porn games are men. Maybe women should play more porn games and stop being prudes, but I don't know. That's just what I think. Anyway, argue that the progressive left are outsiders inventing porn and making it PC, create an us versus them mentality to harass studios that don't side with the far right. The ultimate goal is to make the entire porn game and adult animation world another subculture for the alt-right. How? They literally say that porn is bad. The alt-right literally say, all of these fundamentalists, these boomers, they talk about how porn is bad and unhealthy for you. How can they use porn as a way to recruit people? Wow, it makes no sense. And to feed that subculture into a larger radicalization project. In a situation like that, you can't choose neutrality. Porn is political, pick a side. I pick a side of pro-porn, and the alt-right, or at least the Gab people, are not pro-porn. It's plain and simple. What? P.S. PC Gamer covered the situation. Let me tell you, this is the worst possible dodge imaginable. We've got no comment. We're giving a fascist exclusive for Slick, but keep an eye out for more gameplay footage. Thanks for your inquiry. We have no further comments at this time and are excited to reveal more subverse looking footage for the public in the coming months. So in other words, the game developers care more about the game and to focus more on the game rather than focus on the hoopla. I'd say good for them, but still, this is just a bizarre hoopla in general. I don't get what is the business decision behind using Arts Warhammer, a YouTuber who does like culture war stuff, as a way to promote your game. It's just, I don't get it. I don't get the business, and also doing all of that while not being aware of what he does. That's what I don't get. If they do that while aware that he's a political YouTuber who does this sort of anti-HW stuff, I get it. I suppose you can say that that's actually them taking a political side, but they're doing that by not being aware of it. I don't get it. It's just dumb. Okay. There's also this, a man who we last saw calling Creative Assembly cuck beta leftist. I mean, it depends. It depends on how you see them, I guess. I don't know what kind of specific hoopla that Art is referring to and why he called Creative Assembly cuck beta leftist, but this is the kind of content that he does, right? If he wants to call these people cuck beta leftists or whatever, they, in the culture world as a whole, that is a side that these people clearly do not like. And they say, hey, you should take a side and everything like that. But Studio Foul, this is just a stupid hoopla. It's stupid. Hoopla is so baffling. I don't know what to think of it. I just think that every single one of y'all are dumb. Y'all are just stupid. Y'all are dumb. I don't know what to say. But anyway, let's move on from that. Let's talk about this. We sure got used to microtransactions and DLC, huh? Fucking hell. So, Till Dear, this is an article basically excusing microtransactions and DLC. This is an article saying, hey, if you really hate microtransactions and DLC so much, why are you still purchasing this sort of stuff? Why are you still buying them? Why are you still buying microtransactions and DLC? Why are you still rewarding these business practices? If you're gonna keep on shouting and telling people that it's bad, why are you gonna tell why are you gonna keep on buying this sort of stuff? People are dumb. I don't know how to break it to you, but people are dumb. Most people who talk about FIFA and their really terrible business practices do not play FIFA. Either do not play FIFA or they do play FIFA, but they don't spend any sorts of money other than like the $60, or they just don't play FIFA in general because it's just bad. It's a bad business practice in general. But the people who do play them, they don't care. People who do pay for these products, they don't care. They just keep on spending money. As I mentioned several times, as I referred to several times earlier, boomers, people who are uninformed, not just boomer, but just stupid people in general, are willing to spend money to get what they want, even though there are many other ways for them to get what they want without the need of spending money because they refuse to learn. Anyway, there was once a time around when Bethesda had the idea to sell armor for horse back in 2006, that the prospect of buying a video game than paying more money for stuff in the same game would prompt outrage. Yeah, that was stupid. And we're not saying that it's not stupid. We're not saying that that's not stupid. It's still stupid. But anyway, when it first started showing up during PS3, Xbox 360 years, it felt like microtransactions and downloadable content were a fundamental threat to the way we bought and enjoyed video games. And if you spent any time on forums at the time, you recall they were deeply unpopular moves. For those interested in keeping this kind of money-grubbing intrusion into their games, this was in many ways the opening exchange in a war, something that had to be resisted at all costs. There is nothing wrong with microtransactions in general or DLCs in general, right? It's just the way these game developers implement it, right? The way these game publishers implement it. Cuck beta leftist donated $5. Take my microtransactions and fine. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming, ladies and gentlemen. Streamlabs, link down below. But anyway, there's nothing wrong with all of those in concept. Like in paper, on paper, there's nothing wrong with those. In practice, however, it's really, really predatory. It's really, really bad. We're criticizing them in practice, and a lot of game developers, a lot of game publishers have doing it so bad in practice. We don't mind DLCs that actually are good and provide solid value, that are actually great for the consumers in general, but we do not want to see bad business practices and predatory micro. Why is that so hard? Anyway, the arguments against this practice were sound. We'd already paid for this game. Stop charging us more money for stuff. That is not the argument that people have when talking about that is not the okay, listen. Okay. If we're talking about FIFA, yes, maybe. But again, the idea for microtransactions or DLC, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, if we buy a game and we want more content off of the game. Not just, skins or whatever, but actual like new missions. Like if I buy Fallout New Vegas, for example, and I want to play more stories and continue the story even further in an entirely new setting or whatever. Like I buy the DLC, I buy Dead Money, I buy Honest Art, or buy Old World Blues or Lonesome Road or whatever. I buy any of those DLCs to keep on continuing playing Fallout New Vegas and play new stories and everything like that. That's fine. But if FIFA Ultimate Team on the other hand, I buy a loot box or a crate or whatever. I buy a chance to get the favorite player that I want. That's bad. There's nothing wrong with me paying a video game and then you got extra content and people charging money for that extra content. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there's nothing wrong. It's just the way they're implementing it that's bad. If you were making more stuff, just putting on the disc and give it all at once. Well, you can't always do that. You can't. I'm not excusing. Let's say Capcom does this stupid thing, the on disc DLC thing, right? The content is already on the disc, but it's locked because the DLC stuff. Yeah, Capcom does this really stupid stuff as well. But that's because the content is already on the disc, and they do not want to. The idea is so that people do not waste download time for these specific costumes or whatever that is already on the disc, or whatever sort of stuff that is already on the disc, so that they don't have to waste time downloading it because they're already on the disc. It's a stupid thing. It's a really stupid thing. They dislocked content DLC. Yeah, that is stupid. But again, it depends. It depends, my dude. Anyway, the argument for this practice were also sound in that nobody was being forced to buy anything. A pipeline of additional content could keep a game active and relevant for years, and the extra revenue companies raking in from microtransactions were contributing to game prices having stayed relatively stable for over a decade. Now, in 2020, after we completed our first full console cycle with in-game purchases and standards, we're numb to it. The NBA 2K series is now built around microtransactions at its heart, then some basketball is squeezed around the edges, and while there are still loads of complaints every year, there are also millions of sales. Yeah, those are made by people who are uninformed, who do not care about stuff. They are stupid. These are the mindless drones of the consumers, fans who just do not care if EA is stripping them off. They have loads and loads of money. They're going to spend that money anyway. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It doesn't really matter to these people. It's still bad. Just because these dumbass people buy this stuff, that doesn't make it okay. Okay, is that what you're trying to say? Is that just because these stupid people do stupid things with their financial decision, that means that this should be normalized? No, it should not be. Shooters will ship in some of the maps in game modes. They'll release more of them later. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong as long as the shooter has enough maps to. As long as they don't ship in let's say for example if there's a Call of Duty game, if they only ship with one multiplayer map, yeah, that's pretty bad. But if Call of Duty ships with 10 or 12, or Counter-Strike say 10 or 12 or 24 maps, I don't know, let's be generous here. And then along the lines, the developers want to update the game and give more maps to the game. Cool. That's great. We'll purchase that. That's fine. But as long as the base game still have enough maps for us to play with, we don't have to buy them. Man, get you on the hook for all of it up front with season passes. Oh my god. What does this tell us? I don't know. I think, though, that the practice has become so sharp, so plugged into the psychology of spending and feeling good, that it's become an irresistible revenue stream for companies who are in the business of making money. And that as companies get smarter about how they elegantly can implement these practices, the more successful they become. The issue is not the DLC itself. The issue is how they implement it. Oh my god. I'm not surprised that a game journalist don't understand this. Jesus. Even Nintendo, long opposed to ideas like microtransactions and free to play, now make mobile games that sell Smash Bros. DLC. Nothing is wrong with any of those. Nothing wrong with Smash Bros. DLC. And for the most part, at least, there's nothing wrong with that. Because you can't expect the game to have all the players. You can't expect Joker, for example, to just be on Smash Bros. Ultimate immediately on day one. If the players want to buy it as DLC, that's fine. It's a DLC for a reason. But the game still has all of the characters from the previous Smash Bros. Games combined into one. These DLC characters are extra. They're selling it for extra. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. If you ever thought you were fighting a war against this stuff, we're not fighting a war against DLC. Oh, man. There is a big difference between the DLC, the practice of DLC in general, and predatory microtransactions, predatory DLC that this fucking journalist can't understand. Anyway, You had lost because there was never a war in the first place. Protesting microtransactions creep into the fundamentals of game design wasn't a fight. It was like standing on the beach and shouting at the tide. No one is saying that microtransaction, like in general, like microtransaction as a concept, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way publishers, oh my God. The gears of the market grind ever forward in irresistible force. A lot of this has been pretty terrible. There's been backlash in some places, from FIFA's loot boxes currently being legislated to hell and back in Europe, to Battlefront 2's crates, which were so egregious that the publisher were forced to walk them back, but only a little. I'm listing two obvious examples here, both from the same publisher, for the sake of brevity, but I'm sure you'd have no trouble naming your own worst offenders. The ever-changing nature of games like this also evidence that microtransactions were never an intrusion or a codified pattern of game design in the first place. It's the way they deal with the business. I don't think anyone has ever said, well, it depends on the game, right? There are some games that rely so much on microtransactions to the point where you have to pay to win. You have to pay to win. Isn't it a term for that? Pay to win, right? There are some games that are indeed pay to win. Okay? But people have issues with games that are pay to win. They do not have issues with games that sell custom cosmetics. Elite Dangerous, for example. Elite Dangerous sell cosmetics for the ships. Yeah, which you have to purchase. You can get the game for free on Epic, apparently. But anyway, their emergence was the latest step in the video game business change to reflect for better or for worse. The wider economy, its technological advances, and its need for constant growth. Just as store-bought console games that follow from quarter-guzzling arcade cabinets. As the era of PS4 and Xbox One draws to an end, they were looking out over a gaming landscape where, thanks to the dominant console games like FIFA, Battlefield, and Call of Duty being built, with additional payments at their core, the video game industry has changed dramatically, and much of the medium's creative input along with it. Microtransactions, DLC, and free-to-play are no longer intrusions or aberrations, they're just the new normal. No one is saying, okay, we're not saying that my God. These things on paper are not bad. There's nothing wrong with free-to-play. There are people who enjoy Genshin Impact. My brother enjoyed Genshin Impact with his friends. Some people in the chat enjoyed Genshin Impact. They don't have to pay anything. They enjoy Fate Go. They don't have to pay for anything on Fate Go, for example. People enjoy, there are some microtransactions, right, that are actually pretty good. They are pretty well implemented. That isn't actually predatory. That is not pay to win. That is only for optional stuff. That doesn't really impact the game as a whole. Anyway. Then there's also DLC. Again, there's nothing wrong with DLC. Say anything good about Epic again, I will unsubscribe. Epic, the only problem that I have with Epic is the backup system is terrible. Otherwise, I have no problem. Go unsubscribe right now. Anyway, Nazism, white supremacy, stop using this fucking woman to... Oh, man. Okay, so you got... Oh, man. Yeah, moving on from all that stuff, we got this meme. I think you guys might be familiar with the trad wife meme. This meme over here, I got cut off, the trad girl. Apparently, this trad wife meme is Nazism or white supremacy because I don't know. 4chan Nazi meme meant to be a trad wife, the perfect traditional woman, i.e. a blonde white woman who serves her husband and hate minorities. I don't recall this being used for a woman who hate minorities, but okay. Pay attention to what images are before you use them, please. God, using her in your video game memes isn't funny. I just... I'm just gonna move on from that. Okay, what is this? Because I'm an English teacher, I believe in revision, growth mindset, CC at just see clues. Okay, what is this? I'm writing to apologize for a thread I tweeted yesterday. I take full responsibility for my unprovoked anger towards Lorena Germain and the impact of my words for and all who read them. I don't expect no one ask anyone's forgiveness. Okay, so this is text from somebody who is apologizing and this person is correcting everything. Okay, let's... Dear Jessica, select first attempt. Please see feedback and resubmit. Okay, what are the corrections here? The corrections here. Your frets felt more like frets. I don't know what the fret is. My unprovoked anger is replaced as white rage. This apology is supposed to show that I take full responsibility. What? Because I've been told I should, and also because I'm worried about book sales. Gauge me further with my tantrum. Okay, this is not... I'm an English teacher. I don't think you're correcting this because you're an English teacher. I think you're correcting this because this does not suit your narrative. This does not suit your narrative. Therefore, I am going to correct it so that it suits my narrative. Because these are very subjective things. Unprovoked anger, white rage. It's your opinion that it is white rage. I do not know the context of the situation, but my words are misguided. You stripe that and say it's racist, wrong, and deeply hurtful, deeply with my violent bullying hurtful. What? The pain I caused with my violent bullying, and will do better moving forward, but I am not sure how. What is this correction? I am committed to learning more about Miss German's important work with #DisruptText and commit all profits from my upcoming book to Disrupt Text Initiative. Wait, hold on. Are you telling this person who apologized to straight up redistribute his book earnings to whatever cause that you personally deem worthy? Isn't that that's not very capitalistic to me. I agree that what sells as canon literature changes over time, that it can be and should be contested. We must continue expanding it to include more inclusive, more kinds of text. Again, I am deeply sorry. I will strive to do better, which went to be hard considering where I'm starting. Again, what kind of English teacher is this? This is, you're not correcting any of his like mistakes or grammar errors or whatever. You are just correcting this person's narrative so that it suits yours. You have received a beautiful and free gift here from the amazing Shah the Scholar and so many colleagues of the Nagerman. This is a gift. Listen and learn to somebody who can assist in your growth, which is a non-negotiable, especially for anyone in publishing. I think democracy is non-negotiable. But asking for this person to redistribute his book earnings into a bunch of people that he doesn't really know and doesn't really believe in is a bit weird. But anyway, there's also this. Also, Sony, please tell me what profanity was in my original message. Demon's Souls is a beautiful game on my PS5. Also very happy with my character's look. It's demons, isn't it? Remove profanity, continue. It's demons, isn't it? Wait. Which one is this profanity? What? You were the one who was selling the game named Demon's Soul. Whatever. What? I wanted to share a screenshot of the wonderful Astro's Playroom, and PS5 asked me to remove profanity to continue. That's what profanity is. Marketing, maybe? Excuse me. Astro's Playroom is such a delightful experience. One might even get a bit emotional at the torrent of cuteness and PlayStation nostalgia displays. So many fun memories. Brilliant marketing move by Sony. Astro's Playroom. Wait, which one is the profanity? Hold on. Maybe there's a particular word that I miss here. Cuteness, torrent of, get a bit emotional at a torrent of cuteness and PlayStation nostalgia on display. Nostalgia? Cuteness? Playroom? Which one is the... Wait, I don't get it. Ass? Is the ass the one? The demons? Torrent? Oh, goddamn! It's Tony now. It's Tony. Why did I say Tony? Yeah, Sony has changed so much. I might as well say Tony. Is Tony now decided to change the entire... They decided to not like on freaking piracy in general, that they straight up said torrent. Torrent is just too problematic. PS5 flag Leechmonger, an actual Demon's Souls boss game name is profanity. I can't PS5 share this message. I think it's the demons, not the Leechmonger. Maybe it's the about lynching? Lynchmonger? I don't... God damn it, Tony! Okay, this is so stupid. But anyway. Oh, here's a simp. Oh man, this is one hell of a simp. Hello, Ash. I would like to date you. Here are my credentials. I am a good man with a firm handshake, and I would be able to maintain a comfortable level of eye contact with you, as I have been practicing on your YouTube videos. This was sent to a female YouTuber or a female content creator. I have no social media because I am a disgraced public figure accused of sex crimes. I mean,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I mean, if you have to say that. But I am going to pitch this positively by informing you I have a bad boy reputation. I did not do the sex crimes, I promise. I listened to a lot of folk punk music when I was 14, and that's roughly equivalent to reading Marx, so I'm familiar with enough with your beliefs to talk. So, you are simping. Not only you are simping to a woman, you are simping to a woman who read Marx. I mean... Enter Troy donated to $1. Let's play the game called Find the Profanity. Have some shekels. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. Ladies and gentlemen, Streamlabs links down below. Here's a spreadsheet tracking my level of agreement with your takes during the past month. Odds so you can access our compatible. Wait, why? Wait, what? Wait, what do you mean? This is a Google sheet. This is a Google sheet. Surprisingly good take for a commie. Good bait. Fuel for hate fucking. Thought posting I find attractive. Thought posting I find unattractive. Dude, I just.
Damn, my nigga. That pussy must be ridiculous.
This is not how you approach women. Wait. A lot of these accounts are from Ashby Coffin, but there's one right there. There's one right there from Jelkmaster. Feel for hate fucking an account named Jelkmaster. Dude, there's an account here that is. Are you sure you're supposed to post this? This is clearly a bit out of place, out of the resident. God damn. But anyway, okay, what is this? Hello, how are you today? Hey yo, what's up? I'm doing alright. How about you? Not good, actually. Okay. Actually, keto is your persona, right? Well, now that you talk about that, I should just leave this stream right there. Anyway, yeah, one of them. You have more than one? Yeah. Okay. Could you not only get nuts if you work on your other sonas then, not keto? That's a oddly specific request. Excuse me, I'm not sure if I'm understanding you correctly. Are you asking me to stop getting porn of keto? You don't have to get mad, but yes. Wait, what? I see Keto as my comfort character, and I don't want to see him in these kinds of situations. Dude. Friendly advice, dude. Get out of the... I'm playing this. I am so... Where is that? Where is that? Yeah.
What are you doing on computer? Go outside, so beautiful!
Seriously, dude. Seriously. It's not that hard. And you like don't have to get mad like you said before. This is serious. They can't... Hello? I legit don't know how to respond to this. There's only one appropriate way to respond to this.
What are you doing on computer? Go outside, so beautiful!
It's not that hard of a concept. Do you know what else is also not that hard of a concept? Go outside. I not got a concept for you. It's 2 letters. No. Please, you said you have multiple sodas. I don't feel comfortable seeing keto that way. That's crazy. Because I don't care. But this is really important to my life. I don't see it that way. Keto is really wonderful and I can't stand to see it. Like, get outside. Oh my god. Okay. I still don't care though. I'm gonna get part of my soda with my money and there's nothing you can do about it. Fuck you. Bro, how old are you? Get the fuck out of here. I am 19, bitch. Do you know, remember when I say that kids stuff attract kids? Okay, well, for real, if you don't want to see porn of keto, then unfollow me. Because I'm gonna get porn of him keto. I can't believe you. I thought you were cool. You don't even know me. Well, now you never know me. Okay, bye. What the fuck is this conversation? I don't get it. I'm just moving on. Okay, what the fuck? This is stupid. It is. You're implying that fictional fetish... You're implying fictional fetishes don't exist. That you have to like every fetish in real life if you like it in anime. Being into rape play means you want to be raped in real life, right? Yeah. I'm moving on. That's just stupid. Okay, I just ran an entire mile in 9 minutes and 26 seconds. I just ran an entire mile in 9 minutes and 26 seconds. Cool. I used to weigh 363 pounds and now I am running a mile in another 10 minutes. Cool. Good for you, lady. Good for you. Ew, 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 ew. Why did so many of my mutuals I thought were body positive like this? Bye. This is pretty body positive to me. I don't know about y'all, but apparently body positivity means your body positivity. If you're being fat phobic and on a weight loss journey, I'm not gonna debate with you on what your BS self-loathing motivations are. You're fat phobic. You're perpetuating diet culture. What's wrong with diet? Wait, what the fuck is wrong with diet? Wait, what? You're literally engaging in fat buddies oppression. You're literally engaging in fat buddies oppression. Oh no! Fat body suppression. You can fuck off and get a block. Well, goodbye then. Not safe for work artists. Okay. Y'all ever heard of a joke? You know those things you laugh at? You exaggerate it for comedic purposes. I don't want to have to explain a joke and make it not funny, but apparently I have to because people assume I just despise not safe for work artists. I mean, you're the one who makes the joke that not safe for work artists look at babies and thought, hey, let's loot that. I mean, there are some people who are going to do that, but I'm pretty sure they're doing it for fictional context and not for real life context, in which case, report to the police. But anyway, a lot of not safe for work artists like to draw children. They draw literal cheese pizza and it's fine because it's just a cartoon. Yes. Yes. What are you gonna do with it? You gonna call the cops? You're gonna call the police about it? What? Yeah. Like some of the things people draw are fucking foul. Yeah. Yes.
What are you doing on the computer? Go outside, so beautiful! Yeah!
Why are people being boomers today? It's to be, everyone's doing that in the... Not all not safe for work artists like this. I'm specifically making fun of the cheese pizza, chop photography making ones in the original photos. It's stupid, but anyway. The reason why we have rating systems is so that we don't expose children and mentally immature themes to content that they're not ready for. Yeah, we talk about that. Yeah, we discussed this. Most people who complain about censorship in video games are mentally immature. Okay, person who says I hate anime. They're upset over trivial changes to sexualized or offensive content. They don't care about actual censorship, like when China took down Devotion because it made fun of their portly president. I did complain about Devotion though. I made an entire video on that. Or Chinese censorship in general. Or China censoring people in general. But okay, apparently that those don't exist. So let's get move on. Women's beauty standards are rooted in pedophilia. I forgot to grab a freaking water bottle. My God. I'm moving on. Did you know that even if there are universe laws about those fictional universes, the universes themselves are still fictional? In fact, some series have protagonists that break laws in their universe and are still presented as heroes because it's fictional. Yeah, that is true though. By that logic, murder in fiction is perfectly acceptable. Yes. In the context of fiction in the real world, yes. In the real world, murder in fiction is perfectly acceptable. Rape in fiction is, yes. Substance abuse, yes. Child abuse, yes. Do you see how fucking dumb you look? Do you see how fucking dumb you look? No, you. Okay, now let's get to this. Oh man. Fuck me. So you got this person, right? Zach Davidson. He does a lot of translation for Japanese stuff and anime and manga and all of that, and he makes some really stupid takes. Let's get into the stupid takes. Translation discourse. If you leave words in Japanese, you should have a very good reason. Like ni-chan and ni-ni and sorry, senpai have no business being left in English. Again, unless you have a very good fucking reason. The default should always be 100% English. No. No. You cannot be 100% English in anything. You cannot have a 100% accurate translation one-to-one to the other. There are going to be phrases, there are going to be things in Japan that cannot be translated to English. There are things that cannot be translated from my language into English, vice versa. I know, I translate academic papers for God's sake. I know how it feels like. I know that there are stuff and phrases that cannot be translated from one language to another, and that's why you have to accurately translate that. But you can't. Tsundere, for example, if you're gonna translate that as fragile male ego, then by that logic, female tsundere have fragile female ego. But you can't say that because apparently that's misogynistic, right? Anyway. As many have said, manga and anime translation suffers from a legacy of bad translation choices. Agree. There are definitely some bad translation choices in manga and anime. I agree about that. It's just that this is a stupid example to choose. It depends. There was a time that language was used as a bar to clear to enter the fandom. You need to learn the lingo to enjoy. That time is long gone. So, okay, I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, I do not understand this mentality, right? So, you got a bunch of normies, right, trying to enter a specific fandom. But in order to enter the fandom, they have to learn this fandom's lingo. Like, for example, if a non-anime fan wants to enter the anime fandom, they have to know what senpai means or onichan is. And that turns people off of fandoms. How is that a bad thing? How is that a bad thing? I do not see that as a bad thing. I don't know about you. I don't know about y'all. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to enter something, there are lingos that you have to understand. Like, for example, if you want to go into enthusiast PC building stuff, you have to know what benchmark means. You have to know what frame rate means. You have to know what CPU is, what motherboard is. There's no way to translate motherboard so that it can be like accessible to the people who do not understand PC in general, like some farmer or something. They might not understand what this motherboard is. They have to understand it if they want to get into something. It is a requirement. There's nothing wrong with this. I don't understand what's wrong with learning what, say, onichan means or senpai means. It's just a couple of words. It's not that hard to understand. That time is long gone. No, that time still exists here. It still exists, and I hope they continue to doing that, because this, as I said in many videos before, this is one of the best ways to gatekeep normies. It's to make these normies to make the stuff that they try to get into very hard to get into, right? Make them hard to get into. Manga and anime are no longer niche fandoms. That really depends. That depends on the country. In some certain areas, they're still very niche. They are still very relatively niche. It depends in which country you're talking about. They are literally the best-selling comics in the world. Again, it depends. They are being read by people who couldn't care two figs about fandom. Hold on a second. There's a difference between people not being into fandoms and people not understanding lingo, okay? People can understand the anime terms, the anime lingos, without the needs of them being inside a particular fandom, right? I am not a fan. I'm not in the My Hero Academia fandom, for example. That doesn't mean I don't understand what senpai means, or onichan means, or ototo-san means, or imoto-san, or moto-chan, whatever. This is good. This is what we all wanted all along. I don't want it. I don't know about Chica. Do you guys want it? I don't want people who don't understand the lingo, who don't understand the term, who do not want to understand the term, who want it to make it as accessible as possible, as broad as possible. I don't want these people to enter a fandom that does require that particular knowledge. I don't want that. I don't want these people to be within. I don't want it. You want it. And I don't like that. And I don't want that sort of thing to happen. No. This is why we gatekeep stuff. So past time to raise that bar in translation. No, you're stupid. You're an idiot. I have always wanted my translation to be accessible as possible to every reader. That means no sans, no chance. Again, it depends. If the anime, for example, is say like Ergo Proxy. Ergo Proxy doesn't have a lot of Japanese characters, not the one that I can recall. Most of the characters are Western. Or Cowboy Bebop, for example. The characters are mostly Western. It would make no sense if the characters suddenly say san or senpai or whatever. Yes, I agree. When the characters are mostly westernized and it can be adapted into a more Western form. Yes, I agree. But in cases where the anime or manga takes place in Japan, or it takes place in high school, where the focus of it is the fetish, the sister-brother relationship fetish. Like Eromanga Sensei, for example, calling Oni-chan and everything like that. It depends. There are cases where where 100% English is possible. There are cases where 100% English is not possible. It really depends. That has put me at odds with some readers and editors, but I don't want to translate for otakus. I want to translate for readers, all of them. Otakus are also your readers, but anyway. Oh, and finally, manga and anime are there to entertain. They are not there to teach you about Japanese culture. Again, that depends. There are anime that are they are designed, that are meant in a way to make people to learn about Japanese culture. Golden Kamuy, for example, it's meant to learn about their culture. So anyway, doing that is a disservice to the original creators. They're creating entertainment. Wait, hold on. Doing that is a disservice to the original creators. That, again, that depends. If there are original creators, what if the original creator wants to make anime and manga that is about Japanese culture and make it so that it's more accessible and make it so that people learn about Japanese culture? It depends. That's not a disservice if the anime is supposed to be about that. They're creating entertainment, not lessons. If you want to learn about Japanese culture, take a class. But there are anime creators and manga creators that are make anime and manga specifically for people to learn Japanese culture. It would be a disservice to not fulfill their wish. Again, it depends. Read a book. There's a whole bunch of resources out there to teach you about Japanese culture. There are also anime and manga that are designed for you to teach and learn Japanese culture. Oh my god. But that is not what manga and anime are designed for. No more than Avengers Endgame is there to teach you about American culture. Avengers Endgame is not a film about teaching American culture. There are films that are designed specifically for that. There are documentaries for that. There are documentaries in, it's not just BBC, National Geographic documentaries or whatever. They're designed for education. It's not just documentaries. There are even entertainment that are designed to also have educational value and historical educational value. It's stupid. Assassin's Creed, for example, you can even argue Assassin's Creed have some sort of value. But anyway, that's it right there. Anime and manga are no longer for anime nerds. Who says that? This is wrong. It's for everyone. No, it's not. It is not. It is not for everyone. Anime is not for everyone. It is not. I cannot recommend anime to people who do not want to watch anime. It's plain and simple. There are people who are into, I cannot recommend, for example, there are people who are into a certain specific game that I try to recommend people, they are just not into it. I try recommending Titanfall 2 to everyone because Titanfall 2 is great. But there are some people who are like, hey, that's not my thing. That's fine. That is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't understand this mentality that everybody should be included. Everyone should feel included. Therefore, we have to change the stuff that make it special in the first place. It's stupid. As I said in my initial post, you need a good reason to justify it. Weeb Gonna Weep doesn't qualify. Yes, Weeb Gonna Weep is absolutely qualified. And really, there shouldn't be any fan translations in the first place, but that's another conversation. Wow. Wow, bro. Wow. That is, whoo, boy. That is one hell of a take. I would love to know why you do not want to see fan translations in the first place. Is it because that doesn't give you money, isn't it? It's because fan translations are doing it because of passion and love for the medium and not for cash. Oh, it's stupid. Also, this is the guy who apparently translated the Devilman classic manga collection. And the guy right here is listed as the author. For example, for some reason, why is he listed as the author when the author for Devilman is, well, not him? It's stupid. He's the translator. It's like that thing where it's in last week where somebody made this anime and the dubbers like, oh, the dubbers are the ones who make this anime. It's stupid. But anyway, yeah. There's also this. One has to go. Movies disappear forever. Which one are you losing? Harry Potter. Honestly, I'd pick Harry Potter. Now, I as much as I like Harry Potter, I do think that Star Wars there are good things in Star Wars MCU and especially Lord of the Rings. Harry Potter can just leave. I just don't really care. Harry Potter, not a lot of people really like Harry Potter. But but anyway, but that's just my opinion. In a surprise move, I'm going with Lord of the Rings. Okay. Why? I would love to know. Liberals are gonna be annoying basically no matter what. There will always be a rolling. But Lord of the Rings gives conservatives an ongoing excuse to be in geek circles and also help turbocharge 2 decades of reactionary fantasy tropes. Okay, say what you want about whatever reason or whatever franchises that you want to remove out of those lists. At least your reasoning is based on the quality of the franchise and not, say, politics. The gatekeeping, I believe, is conservatives are fake geeks and shouldn't be allowed in geek spaces. Wow. That sounds like projection. Anything that gives them even a sliver of refuge should be deleted from history. Lord of the Rings, BSG, Battlestar Galactica, Warhammer 40k, Skyrim. I would be unrepentant with my time travel eraser. I would make the paranoid ravings of gaming. Oh my god. I would delete all the beloved seem naive. I would delete all of the beloved franchises from history and start over the ashes proud in my cultural carnage. I would leave conservative geeks huddled in corner replaying the last metal albums and drawing swords. Wait, what does this have to do with anything? And then I would pluck those bad drawings of dudes in armor with giant overly ornate swords from their hands and delete the concept of sword. Okay, dude, chill. Chill, dude. I think this has gone a bit too far, dude. I think this has gone little too far.
Dickwad.
Okay, tough guy. Chill. Just so they have nothing to play with but mud. No mercy for conservative geek. Just chill out, dude. Jeez. Lol, I stirred up some Gamergator chuds for nostalgia's sake, and it's delightful how mad they get over silly nothings. Aren't you get mad over silly nothings? But anyway, you thought Anita was bad? I am right now building a time travel machine to delete your favorite franchises from history. What? Chill, dude. Jeez. That's right. I'm Hitler, but worse. Okay, watch out. We got a badass over here. Jesus Christ. Okay, what is this? Oh man, yeah. Apparently, this is a I Am Not Starfire. This is a young adult novel, I guess, that was officially licensed by DC, and you can buy it for $16.99. For fuck's sake. Okay, what is this? Zatanna and the House of Secrets comes a story about Mandy, the daughter of super famous Starfire. No, the daughter of Starfire is Mari. And her desperate attempts to get out from under her shadow. 17-year-old Mandy Coriander. Coriander is not a surname. Oh, you dumb mother. Coriander is not a surname. Oh, Coriander is literally Starfire's surname. You fucking dumbass. Oh, it's not Coriander. Mandy Coriander is not her mother. You, daughter of Starfire and high school outcast Mandy is constantly trying to get out from under the shadow of her bright, bubbly, scantily clad, and famous mother. Oh, very rebellious. How dare she? Dyeing her bright orange hair black and sticking close to her best friend Lincoln, Mandy spends her days at school avoiding Teen Titan superfans and trying to hide her feelings for the gorgeous, popular, and perfect Claire. Dude, this is something that I'm seeing in fanfiction.net, not being sold for $16.99. Mandy spends her days at school, and while Mandy usually avoids spending too much time with her alien mother, she's been particularly quiet as she's keeping one major secret from her. Mandy walked out of her SAT. How rebellious. How fucking rebellious. Also, this is a self-insert fanfiction because the author does look like the person who is this one. I forgot to include the picture, but seriously. Okay, what is this? Nobody with a shitty reactionary regressive take on the classics in the classroom today actually know a goddamn thing about literacy to the point of English instruction in public schools. Hint, dumbasses, it's not to turn out English majors. We teach English to foster reading and writing in young people's lives, to guide them to mastery of skills they really need, to instill them a love and ability to use written language that will last them a lifetime. We don't need the old books y'all fools love for that. Wait, what? Wait. In fact, studies have shown repeatedly that forcing kids to read work well outside their zone of proximal development book that have no relevance for children's lives, actually hampers their literacy. It raises against their effective filter, turning them against reading and writing. So, in other words, stop reading old books, old literally classics, because kids might not understand that. This is especially true for children from communities of color where different dialects of English or different languages being the principal means of communicating. Literature that isn't even written in the present-day vernacular target dialect consigns them to failure. Well, fuck them then. Fuck them. They should learn how the old way worked. They should learn basic freaking English. I don't know about y'all. There's nothing inherently important about your goddamn favorite classics. Have you read The Tale of Genji, Journey to the West, Popol Vuh Ramayana? Popol Vuh Ramayana? No, then please shut the fuck up. You're a tiny fucking silver towards literature ignorant assholes. Okay, calm the fuck down, dude. Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down, dude. Jesus Christ, this guy's mad. You disgusting. Jeez, chill, dude. God damn. What's with the anger? I can read in 12 different languages. I have masters in English and doctorate in education. And even I think that the classics are shit for modern kids. Okay, dude, calm down. Jeez. You're not on my level, trust me. So take a motherfucking seat and leave my people alone. Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck you say me, you fucking bitch? Oh, man. It's up part of that meme at this point. You superlicious, privileged, frankly racist tirades against middle grade and young adult literature come from a place of deep ignorance about the books that have been written over the past 30 years by writers that could mop the fucking floor with their outdated asses. Writers... yeah, writers that could mop the floor with their outdated asses. Writers such as, I Am Not Starfire, that talks about the self-insert character that is not the... The teachers you're attacking, fools. They know pedagogy. They understand their job is to teach kids to read deeply and critically, and have to set those kids free in the world to dive into the books they chose. Know what your simple-minded adherence to custom dictates. You want your own children to read the classics? Buy those books for them. Read them with them. Like, do whatever scripture you hold dear. Ain't nobody stopping you, friends. But this bird clutching and browbeating, it needs to stop. You look pretty cruel. Chill. Chill. Jesus Christ, dude. You're... oh my god, chill, dude. Especially proposing you force the canon of children to underrepresented groups. They need literacy not to conform to your egregiously backwards notions of literary quality, but to liberate themselves from people like you. Written language is a tool we wield, a carve happiness out of the crude stuff of reality, to stop off the darkness of existential despair, to fight against foe who would snuff up our park, our essential dignity and humanity, to assert our right to exist in the face of fools like you. What the fuck? Calm down, dude. Calm fucking down, dude. Jesus Christ, they're just books. So curl up with the books you love and let us help young people discover the ones they love. There will be the same titles, I'm afraid. Millions of books exist. We're not sticking the few dozens you declare holy written. Our kids deserve more, they deserve freedom. P.S. The trolls replied to this threat, especially the tweet with my credentials with a variation on "Shut up, nerd," are not doing this side any good. Shut up, nerd will keep forcing classics on children. What an absurd string of words, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, look, I don't really agree with trying to force classics on children. They can just read whatever the fuck they want at the end of the day, but goddamn, dude, calm the fuck down, man. Dear version. Literally, no one is saying people should not read the classics. We're saying that they shouldn't be forced on other young people in classrooms. Okay, I agree with this idea. Just calm the fuck down, dude. There's no data demonstrating the instructional soundness of that approach, and lots of that shows it's harmful. Okay, then what the fuck is all that tirade about people of color and marginalized people that has nothing to do with anything? That's stupid. Okay. All right. Now, we've got a bit long enough. I just want to end with this, right? Let's talk about this poor soul. This poor soul, Corey. So here's what you need to know about creating your Cyberpunk 2077 video content before the release, right? So Cyberpunk released this tweet post that you're not allowed to stream before this date or whatever on a specific time, apparently. And this guy said, gonna be hilarious when this game fucking sucks. And this guy got attacked. This guy got harassed. Let me tell you, harassed, ladies and gentlemen. He got harassed. He got those evil gamers coming into him. Those two of them. No one's gonna suck your dick, homie. It's overhyped, sure, but I don't think this contrarianism is any better. It looks like a competent title from what I've seen. Oh no. Those gamers already hitting up my notifications. Those awful, evil two gamers. those god awful, just 2 of these people just hitting up on my mentions. 2! God forbid 2 of these people on my mentions. Just how could this happen to me? How could this happen to you, man? I feel bad. Just give an absolutely just. That is not the theme that I want to play, but that works too. But I'm just gonna play this too. Yeah, these people sucks. Well, those 2 people, they suck. Those awful, awful, evil gamers. Truly. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this stream. We haven't made it to $10. You know what that means? I'm gonna put in my mission failed. We'll get him next time. I need the soundbite. Where's that soundbite? This.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, finally. I need to download this.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
We'll get them next time indeed. We'll get them next time. I'm just gonna keep on maintaining this until we get to the 69 for at least this month. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking out to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolutely fun, if a bit rough stream. My voice hurts. Bit of the hooplas are disorganized, but hey, at the end of the day, we're having fun, and that's what matters. And you guys are all awesome, as always. You guys are all cool. Stop downloading shit, Steam! Fuck me! Jesus Christ, stop! Stop that. Stop downloading shit. Fuck me, Jesus Christ. Anyway, well, I'm actually surprised that I'm able to download shit while this stream is going. So, good job, game, for maintaining this connection and not disconnecting out of my ass. But thank you so much for the nations. Regardless, if you don't make it out to 10 bucks, that's perfectly fine. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. Thank you for the views. Thank you for everything. I'll see you all next stream. Take care. Bye.